Yeah, what is this, Jeremy? Is this like an album you found? Yeah, I'm hearing it lightly. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. A couple weeks ago you brought it out, but we didn't get to hear it. Now we're hearing it. Cool. Your house is going to become the your house is going to become the bird house. It's going to like attract all the birds. That'd be so cool. Like a Disney movie. My friend Sojourner would probably be interested in doing that. But he does a lot of like techno and electronic music, which could be cool. Could be cool. No, no, I don't know him. Nice. That sounds interesting. Oh yeah. Yeah, we could turn this. The Sojourner would love this because he has a fascination with birds. He's actually a part of the whole like conspiracy movement that birds aren't real. Have you heard about this? Yeah, there's a whole conspiracy that birds aren't real. Yeah, they're drones. They're like government drones. Yeah. According to India Times, a rally was. Why did India Times cover this? Anyway, recently conducted in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, like India reporting on U.S. conspiracy news. Led by Peter McIndoe and another St. Louis. Their architect behind this conspiracy theory's most recent revival. He's initially mentioned it publicly in 2017, but now it's grown to over 360,000 followers. Yeah, they're hosting rallies. I think there was a rally here and Justin was trying to like organize it here in Vegas. He's joking. He's trolling. But because of this, like he has a fascination with birds and ducks and so yeah, if I was to ask him to find this music and remix it, he would totally do it. He would do it. He remixed the mesothelioma infomercial. Like that's the kind of shit he does. He samples just random weird stuff and makes cool music out of it. Yeah. It's like an audio recording. Yeah, Audacity. You would just be running your mic, so whatever audio you play, whatever mic you're catching, you can save that as an MP4. No, but he could. He could directly from the record player, from like the microphone jack. He could, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think that's what. So that way you get the most crisp recording of it, because with yeah. But those things cost money, Jeremy. So I don't know. Like Audacity is free, and I'm sure you got a mic already. So, but what?
What is the output on your record
But
player?
I might as well just try it. Just plug it right in and see what happens.
What's the output on your record player?
It's just like a headphone jack, a 3.5 jack.
Okay, then yeah, you
But
can take that right into your you can put that
between-
right into your microphone port on your computer, and it might work. You might need some sort of amp or preamp to boost the signal.
Yeah, I think that's what they tell you to get. It's a preamp that you could use a USB and plug it right into your computer.
Yeah, like that.
So they can be very cheap or very
some sort of audio interface. That's going to help. You'll probably get better recording, but you can try it just going direct.
Yeah.
This is really nice background music.
What are we on? I think we're on the Lynette. Lynette?
Nanette.
Linnnet. Lynette?
Yeah, I don't know. So I learned that
Do
there
I-
was this
No, I don't
TikTok
have wrong computer.
this TikTok person who was a musician, and they used a sample of a barn owl, and it like went viral with the bird watchers. So she was like, all right, and she did like all these samples of these birds with her music, and
Yep.
it was like really fun and successful. Do you know about her?
I don't know, but that makes sense. That's
I don't remember her name.
That's the kind of stuff that takes off there.
Yeah. Yeah. I listened to like 8 of them when I was in Seattle. They were very, very good.
Jeremy, what is this album called again?
Bird Fancier's Delight.
Fanciers? It's not a
What
word
is it
I
made?
know.
Fancyer.
Okay.
Yeah, Bird Fanciers. The Bird Fancier's Delight or Choice, Observations and Directions Concerning and Teaching of All Sorts of Singing Birds. That's the actual title. On the back, it's weird. It talks about how like you're training the bird, you're domesticating the bird.
Hey, so there's a video of a guy on YouTube performing this.
Oh, now we're in the woodlark.
Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, his name is Brett Pimentel. And it's like a 7.5-minute video of him playing. I guess he's just playing. 3. 3 songs. But he's just using, it looks like an oboe and a recorder. Oh no, they're all recorders.
Yeah. All this is harpsichord. Yeah. Recorder. Harpsichord recorder. Some have oboes. What's the other one? Yeah, there's like the 3 primary. There are several recorders though. Soprano recorder, alto recorder, the Safranino recorder. I didn't know what that was. Tenor recorder. Uh-huh.
Were those the recorders that we learned in school? Mary had a
Pretty much, yeah.
Those were so annoying. Alright, so someone did upload the entire album to YouTube. And it has, like, the vinyl scratching noise in it. So does that happen, Sam?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a recording, like a direct recording from an album player or from a record player to MP4 that has that scratching noise? Or do you only get that scratching noise when it plays out of a microphone?
No, you still get it.
Cool. So
You
yeah.
still get it if you're doing it direct.
Alright, so I'm totally going to share this with Justin and ask him to remix it.
Yeah, I didn't even brush it.
So currently his meme group on Facebook is called Sojournerpedia Yita Tanica, the Information Stupor Highway. I'm gonna go post this album there. Tell those fuckers they need a little class. They need a little culture. Yeet to Tanica. So Kayla, have you gone on any good geocaching lately?
No, I haven't really gone. I pretty much got all the ones that are nearby. Yeah, lately I just haven't been feeling it. But I did try to go to the headquarters in Seattle.
Oh yeah, what happened?
It was closed because it was the weekend. Yeah, they're not open because of COVID, and it was also the weekend, so I couldn't go into the lobby to like sign the logbook. But there was one outside that was like a virtual cache. You take photos and you like solve a puzzle. So I did that, and that was fun. And I found some random ones just around West Seattle. So it was fun to take Alex with me and be like, "This is geocaching."
Cool. Oh, he had never done it before?
Yeah. It's funny because he's a bird watcher, so he likes to look for birds, and I'll look for geocaches, and it's like we are both really entertained. So it's a good arrangement. And they're very similar, right? Like you look like you're doing shady shit, standing there looking down the alley, of
Yeah.
someone's neighborhood, but you're like, no, there's a bird on the line up there.
What are y'all snacking on?
Baked spicy Cheetos.
Oh, cool.
I love chips that I can like eat like heavy things with, like chili or something, and they won't break. And these are really good for that.
What chips are they?
Sweet potato. And I guess the brand is Food Should Taste Good.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Caleb.
hey, I'm just showing my friend Ben.
Whoa.
I'm red pilling him on Tobia.
Nice.
Sweet.
Welcome.
Really cool.
We were talking about snacking chips.
Is that what you normally talk about, Caleb?
Snack.
Snack chips?
Yeah, which
No,
chip are you snacking on?
This is very free flowing
Ah.
conversation. But all right, I'm gonna keep virtually walking around. Good to see you guys.
Hi,
Yeah,
have
good
fun.
to see you too.
Bye.
Watch, you'll see when you walk away how they fade.
They didn't like our music. What was that about?
It's all about, yeah. Is this what they normally talk about? He wanted to be like, no, what they normally talk about.
It's cool stuff. I don't know what these losers are doing
Really
over
cool,
here.
educational. Yeah. Woo.
Something's going on with my encoder, I think, for my camera. Like,
Am I spinning again?
no. I'm talking about my hardware, my stuff. Because, like, my computer's camera is fine. It's on time. It's not, off. But lately I've been having a lot of problems. Like, when I start running too much on my computer, my nice video camera gets super delayed.
That sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have to go get a new encoder. Just like the thing we were telling Jeremy to get for his, that's what I have to use for my camera. It's like an HDMI and it converts it into like a USB camera.
Am I being like Mike right now? Can you just like hear every crunch that
No.
as I'm eating? No? Okay. Because I can mute myself. I was all, oh wait, am I one of those like microphone eaters?
All right, it is posted. Let's hope the magic happens and we get some bird fancier delight techno. He makes all kinds of music.
Nice work.
He's really into jazz and like bossa nova, and he'll totally like, his music goes all over the place, but ultimately it's pretty electronic and acidy. Birds on acid. It'll be like your yeah, I mean, they're just drones. Like, what's the acid gonna do to them? Bitcoin, on the other hand.
Yeah, Bitcoin on acid.
Oh my gosh.
So, Cello Joe is opening for Dirtwire.
What?
And I'm like, that's gonna be the most amazing show.
Where?
It's in Arcata on the 13th.
Arcata. Arcata, isn't
Arcata,
that like
California?
Northern California?
That's Humboldt.
Yeah, Humboldt.
Yeah,
There's-
that's up in Humboldt.
There's not going to be a single hippie
Oh my
there.
god, I could go see the redwoods. Nuh-uh.
No, not a single hippie.
Everybody there.
I mean, Dirtwire was the last concert I saw before the lockdown. They could be my coming out of lockdown concert as well.
Yeah.
I'm for sure not gonna do that, but it's a nice fantasy.
It just sounds like a bunch of bros. a bunch of cultural appropriating bros. I talked with my friend one time.
Yeah.
My friend Yusu, the guy from Senegal that plays the kora, I like had a pretty deep conversation with him one time about how he felt about like these bands that play so many instruments. And I mean, they play them well. They've definitely like invested their time into learning them. But it's like, should they be more famous and popular than, you know, the actual like artisans that have been, you know, training with those instruments and playing them in a more traditional sacred way, which may not be popular in the mainstream here, so that's why they're not popular here.
Is there a kora in Dirtwire?
They play everything.
I've seen them before. I should know this.
No one plays one instrument.
Okay.
Every single song, all three of them play different instruments. Yeah.
At its core, all music is appropriated, but yeah.
But Yusu said that
Have you seen them before?
I have several times. Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. I'm just, just bringing something up. But like Yusu had like he told me.
Yeah, no, it's a valid point.
He had told me that like because I asked him specifically about Dirtwire because that year I saw it was at Beloved. It was my first time to see Dirtwire. They played like a sunrise set on like Sunday morning after a wild night. And it was just like, it was awesome. It was so awesome. And I was like, everybody was moved by it. And I think that was actually Dirtwire's very first performance ever. You might have been there, Kayla.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Was that
I might have been at
Beloved?
Dirtwire. No, if it was a sunrise set, I was not there.
Okay. It was definitely sunrise. And they were a nobody, a no. Like no one knew who they were on the lineup. So like, like mostly when there's a famous person, like, people are, usually anticipating it, but like no one anticipated. Everybody was blown away by their performance. And I was having tea with Yusu later in that day, and I asked him about it. And he had specifically said that band he has actually worked with, and he's like, he knows that they've invested the time and, the respect for the culture. But he did say it is a problem for other bands. Like he's seen other bands that like somebody just picks up a kora and just starts playing with it, and it's more of a show than it is like trying to integrate the sacred practice of that instrument into their music. Hi, Rudy.
Oh, I like the way that was worded.
Hi, Elise. Hi, Sam.
What's up, dude?
Hi, Rudy.
Hello,
We were talking about Dirtwire. My favorite musician is opening for them in like a week. And I was like, that's going to be such a good show.
Mm-hmm.
So, lots and lots of strings.
Cool. I saw you, Sam, in a product hunt event.
Yeah.
The house with Elise.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. You were very active, I saw.
Yeah,
Meeting
it
people.
was,
Yeah.
it was good. I hadn't been out to a party like that in a very long time.
Yes, I could see that.
Yeah.
You could feel it. Interesting to see.
It was funny because I got to meet the next day. I got to meet some of the clients that I've been working with that I had never actually met in person,
Oh my gosh.
and one of them was much taller than I expected, and one of them was much shorter.
That's funny.
It was kind of funny.
Hmm. Distortion of space-time through the web.
Yeah, when it was like, "Oh, you have legs."
Do you feel like you were catfished, Sam?
No.
Did you feel you've been fooled?
Yeah,
No,
you
because they were every bit as intelligent as I expected.
Ah, the most important thing.
Oh, so that would be the catfishing. That would be the
and
catfishing.
one of them was wearing. Right. If I actually hung out with them for an hour or two and they like were not cool and intelligent, then it would have been like, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
I've been duped.
What is going on in the real world?
I don't know the origin of that word. I want to look right now.
Catfishing?
I'm curious.
What, duped?
Yeah, no, duped. Like, I've been duped.
Mm.
You,
It's a person who is easily deceived.
yeah, été dupé.
Um,
It's the same word in French.
Ah.
Yeah. J'ai été dupé. I've been dupé. There's a lot of French and English and American English, very, very similar word, like fiancé. We say it's the same. It's exactly the same word. Like we say fiancé. And like there is protégé. It's the same thing. Divorcé, same thing. Like letter for letters, you know.
Yeah, this just says that 1680s from French, dupe.
Dupé, yeah. Oh,
Deceived person. Thieves
you're
jargon.
doing good, Kayla. I
Oh,
love
thieves
your
jargon.
English accent.
I was in a D&D group where I was what's it called? A rogue, and you get thieves can't, where it's just like a secret language that only you can speak with other thieves, and it's like I didn't use it because I didn't see any other thieves, but it sounds like that's part of it. It is a word that would fall in under that under that language. Yeah, dupe. No French
Yeah.
for me though.
Dupé.
Actually, my 5th grade teacher was trying to teach us French. We were watching Muzzy. Do you remember Muzzy?
Nope.
No?
Oh, what is this?
It was a language teaching, an educational video series, and it was for different languages. Bonjour, do 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 bonjour. Like, yeah. I don't remember much. I used to be able to
Bonjour.
count to like 200 in French, but no more.
Oh my God, that's remembering like, okay, I don't want to frighten you, but this movie, it's such a great movie, The Exorcist, right? Okay, there is the scene when, okay, so-called like Reagan possessed, and she's like having a very short conversation, teasing conversation, very dangerous with Father Karras, and she's like, oh, he was like, oh, could you speak in any language like Latin, like, and she was like, bonjour, and say, la plume de ma tante. Oh my God. I was like, she's speaking French. What is this?
Why is she
Bonjour. La plume de ma tante.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. That movie still frightened me.
Yeah.
It's still frightening. Oh my
It's
gosh.
scary.
Oh, man.
What movie?
The Exorcist?
The Exorcist. Oh my God.
Oh. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Oh man. If you were Richard, yeah.
It's a beautiful movie, actually. Like, well, like shot, and a lot of really good cinematography. But scary.
Oh yeah.
Scary.
Oh yeah. And you know, I've been watching a lot of behind the scenes, and it was so extreme
Yeah.
production because, you know, in the room they 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 made very low. It was so cold for real. They built a huge system to you know to cool the room, like it was almost like minus 20 degrees under zero, and the conditions was is so extreme, like in the summertime. I mean, when you see all the production, you know, stuff they built, especially for the production for the movie in 1975, my gosh, what a
Mhm.
high level and very smart production to make it happen, like sounds and feels real. And now in 2022, almost still intact, same,
Mm.
perfect.
I haven't watched it in quite a long time.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I
I read.
will right now, but
You
I'll
couldn't
remember
handle
next
it.
time that Rudy thought it was perfect. Like,
I still reading on all the web and blogs, people like rewatching like 20 years or 15 years after, and still after watching the whole movie, like having very big difficulties to, you know, turn down the light and stay all night
mhm.
long, the light on until the morning of it, because they couldn't, they're just dreaming
Yeah.
without thinking any part of this certain scenes, like, oh man.
Yeah. I can't do scary movies or really violent movies, things like that. Which is funny because I was really into Game of Thrones, but
Oh my
yeah.
god, this is really violent.
Yeah, it was very violent and like traumatic and like
Oh my
horrible
god.
things
Oh
happen. It's
yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
problematic. It
Uh-huh.
glorifies that era, but like I was so into it. I don't know. And I
Hmm.
haven't watched it since the finale because it was just like horrible. But
Oh,
yeah.
I mean the red marriage, the red wedding scene.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
oh.
oh, one of, I you could feel it at the very beginning, like you feel that something really terrible gonna happen, but when you see the very first time,
Yeah.
but when it just, you know, it started and oh man, oh no.
It was like I can like still feel sickness in my stomach if I think about it too much.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, there's the.
there's a really good meme. I forget Catelyn's brother, his
Yeah.
name, but he's like,
Mm,
I heard the party really died after I left.
mm,
Like
mm.
after he got married. And it's like
Yes.
such a silly, simple meme, but it's like, ah, yeah.
Yes, a lot of terrible things happening in the whole season. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, so intense topics inside the whole story.
I think the highlight of my Game of Thrones experience was when this acting troupe came through Vegas and they did a musical of Game of Thrones, and it was
Oh, I didn't know that.
like 5 people, and they used like really minimal props, and it was all
Oh.
satire, and like everything except for when the guy sang a song about Hodor, that was completely serious, and it was like this operatic voice, and he was so talented. But
Mm,
everything else was just ridiculous and silly, and they did this like Wed Redding, musical number. Um, they were like using bath mats as capes to be like the Night's Watch. Like it was
oh
so brilliant. Um, that was my favorite part of Game of Thrones. Was that it inspired that.
my God.
Hmm. Yeah, Thrones the musical. If you ever see that happening, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's interesting. Yeah.
We just watched last weekend. We watched a very violent movie that like started off good and just like went downhill the whole time.
Ugh,
Which one?
that doesn't sound like a good movie.
Mm-mm.
Uh, the harder they fall.
Mm.
It was like the first half was really good, and it just like continued getting worse and worse.
Oh, it's brand new.
And
Dang.
like at one point, the good guys. At one point, like the good guys just like walk up to the bad guys, and it's like, "Hey, here's a bad idea. Why don't you capture me?"
Okay, I don't know that
And it's like,
one.
"Okay."
It's a Western. Oh, yeah, it's a
Really, really
Netflix
dumb.
movie. Oh, I
Western.
totally tried to watch it,
Yeah.
and I couldn't. I couldn't hold my
I mean, the very
attention
beginning
on
Oh
is
it.
yeah.
really, really bad. The very beginning is really violent.
Yeah, it was violent. Yep, that was what I remembered. Yep.
Oh, I've never heard
Uh,
about that one.
and then it just like the violence didn't bother me. The like stupidity of the characters continuing to get dumber as it goes was like really bad.
I'm just watching the trailer.
I watched the documentary series you were talking about, Rudy. Our Planet.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched
Oh,
it this weekend
tell
and
me.
did some
You're
art, and the birds are crazy. The birds of paradise, when they were dancing and they were like shape shifting, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, they were like unrecognizable as a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
And
And
yeah, go ahead.
I
Yeah.
also liked at the end that he was like there was a lot of really like like the poor walruses like falling off the cliff and stuff like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's like always bringing it back around with ways that there have been improvements, and he's like does the call to action at the very end of like go online and see what we can do right now, like this is horrible. um but you know, in a David Attenborough voice with his intonation,
Incredible.
and
Yeah, yeah. The intonation, yeah, it's really interesting and funny.
yeah, and the like how
Yeah,
they how I can never say the word correctly, anthropomorphize everything.
anthropomorphize. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cute how he did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, this bird is cleaning the nest for his potential mate, and it's got to be just perfect. And yeah, she's impressed. I
Ugh.
was like, clearly, look at her.
And yes, it was in the seas and the core.
Mm.
Um, in they got the sequence with the little fish that built with the little shells for the female fish, like, and the other one like stealing the other
Yeah.
shells. Did you see that one to make for the female? Like, it was so interesting, like the way David Attenborough like telling the story, and you can see literally like this game, and I mean, it's so nice and telling the the deep truth between male and female things. Again, it's like going to the basics, the seduction, like you have to, as a male, you have to seduce the female to show her the best as you can do, the best as you can create together. Like it's so beautiful to see that, that is just happening so naturally. But sometimes it works, sometimes not.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes your neighbor steals all your shells and then he gets the girl. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's happened in real life.
right. Oh.
Yes, that
If you,
was so. Yeah.
if you want a cute one to watch, go watch Penguin Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's narrated by Patton Oswalt, and it's just like totally anthropomorphized, like penguin colony living among human beings.
It's like Meerkat Manor, but penguins.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe more Jersey Shore,
Okay.
but
Cute.
penguins. It's sweet. It's definitely like geared towards kids,
Yeah.
but it's sweet and
Aw.
it's feel good.
Mm. Yeah, there is the feel good,
I
sensation
got to.
when watching those kind of documentaries, particularly with animals, because that says so much things. And do you remember Kayla, the elephant mother, like showing, how
Um,
to find
I have to.
water
Right, Jeremy?
in the branch,
Oh,
right?
I just heard him, but I can't. I just see the chair.
Yes, there is only a chair.
Yeah, she was looking for water and she led them to this place and there wasn't water, but then the
Yeah,
taller
yeah.
elephant was like, "Here are some branches. We can salvage water from these leaves." But they were like legit about to have to give up.
Yeah,
It was sad.
yeah. Hmm.
And she's like, "I'm just going off of this knowledge that my mother showed me when I was a baby. It's the first time I've led people here and then there's no water here." Yeah.
So that was a
Wow.
good definition of matriarchal, workflow and habits, and it was so beautiful to see.
It was cute.
Yeah. Oh,
My my
yeah.
Topia is lagging a little, I think. Maybe not.
Ah, okay.
Anyways, sorry.
No, it's okay. So I'm so happy that you have a watch on it, our planet. There's a lot of things to see. The quality of the images are stunning.
Yeah. I also was watching Modern Love. I just started watching it. It's really good. It's based off article or a column in the New York Times, and they made like a series of it. It's like independent 40-minute shows about love stories, and they're not all like romantic love. Some of them are platonic or familial, and it was
Mm.
just really sweet. Um, yeah, some of it was kind of triggering too, though. There was one about a woman who was bipolar, and then another with a gay couple that wanted to adopt a baby, and they were adopting from this woman who was homeless. And those things on their own aren't necessarily the trigger. It's just like my most recent relationship. It was like both of those things had been a part of his life. So seeing those portrayed was just like extra heavy. Um, but I thought it was well done.
Hmm.
There was one where this woman lives in like a New York apartment and her doorman was like kind of like a father figure. He was like really, really looking out for her. And like she ends up getting pregnant by this guy that she's like not interested in continuing to date, but like wants to keep the baby. And the doorman is just like, super like he's waiting outside the clinic with an umbrella. And she's like, "Are you following me?" And he's like, "It was going to rain." Like you cannot be cold and be carrying a baby. Like you need to have this umbrella. And he would always kind of like judge the men she'd bring home and right away be like, "No, he's no good." And she's like, "Goose mean?" Like, leave me alone. But he was like always right about the guy. So it was cute.
Oh, I'm gonna bookmark this one.
Yeah.
Is it a show
Like-
or a movie?
It's a show. It's 2 seasons. It's on Amazon Prime, is how I watched it.
Amazon Prime.
But you could also read them too, I guess. Like they started out as an article, so I'm sure it's like a
Oh, okay.
book or something, But
I watched Netflix's new holiday romantic comedy. It's called Love Hard.
yeah,
It's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
I'm like, love is hard.
Love hard.
Yeah, it's called that because it's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas theme movie. And it's like a merging of Love Actually and Die Hard. Like, because there's like an argument.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there's like an argument in the movie about, what's the best Christmas movie ever.
Perfect. This is on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It's called Love Hard. Yeah, you would love it. You and Hannah should watch it, Sam. It's a really good movie.
Oh, we definitely will.
Yeah. And
I mean,
Kayla, you should watch it too. It's good.
Die Hard is typically our Valentine's Day movie.
Oh, that's sweet.
Aw.
'Cause they always seem to come out around Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too much of a reference to Die Hard. There's much more of a reference to Love Actually in the movie, but
Are there ridiculous explosions?
no, nothing, nothing of that sort.
What?
Yeah,
Not at all.
no, nothing of that sort. That's why it's kind of misleading that they did that, but it's cute because it's like one of the people in the relationship is like into Die Hard and the other one's into Love Actually, and they kind of like fight about that. But it's a cute movie. It's about like online dating and catfishing and all of the wonderful things.
I just deleted OkCupid.
Oh,
I
well, it's probably
I
for the
matched
best.
with someone who was like, I was actually genuinely interested in connecting with them, but they live in Tucson. And I was feeling all this like anxiety because I just have a lot that I'm focused on right now.
Uh-huh.
And it was this decision of like, I really want to focus on building my portfolio and like making an income and like not dating. And I told him that like, I just like don't have capacity to date right now, especially in another town.
Yeah.
And I just feel really sad about it. I feel like I've closed the door, and I know that like I haven't actually, and I just hate online dating anyways. Like
Yeah.
it'd be way cooler to meet someone in a different way, but I just was surprised at like how I felt sad afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and all the things it brought up.
How far away is Tucson?
It's like an hour, an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I'm genuinely not interested in driving to come meet you, nor am I interested in you like coming down here and like having to stay, like that's just too much. And then I feel like there's this pressure when it's long distance that you have to spend more time together. It's not like it can just be short and more frequent. Yeah. So I made a good decision for myself, but I'm lonely. So meh.
Yeah. The online dating, it can give you validation,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still lonely at the end of it.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of energy
Yeah.
expelled to like connect, and I'm just over it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Sam, you're very lucky you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. I
He's
never,
all,
I,
I
I
know.
I never even like got the opportunity.
Yeah.
Online dating was not a thing by the time Hannah and I were together.
Yeah.
I'm at the point I'm like, how do people meet, right? Like you meet in college or you meet at a job or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like have any of those things. I would like meet people at ecstatic dance and then be like, wow, you don't have good boundaries.
Yeah, yeah. Hippie events and Burning Man and all that are not good places to meet romantic partners.
Grocery store? I don't know. Most people are married.
Someone was saying like fancy hotel bars.
Yeah. But I
If
still
you're a hooker,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna be lonely at the end of that. Caleb, where do you meet people? Where
Hi,
where
Caleb.
do you go to date? Like
Silly question. I don't meet any people.
he's like
Doesn't even apply to me.
I don't meet people.
No, my philosophy, Kaya or Kayla, is I just expect I'll never get married. I'd like to. And if I run into someone while I'm doing something cool, then
Yeah.
that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I guess like hot tubs,
Hot tubs.
Oh.
way to meet people. Yeah.
You're just
What
like,
is
I'm gonna go up the road to the fancy hot tub at this hotel and maybe I'll meet someone.
Well, hear me out. I live in Denver, Colorado now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I guess you'd say the apartment complex is fancy, but it's certainly not expensive, especially compared to New York City or San Francisco prices.
Yeah.
And it has a hot tub on the roof.
Okay.
Nice.
Mhm.
No, that's legit. You're like going to soak at your apartment complex. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
met so many people because of the tub life.
Yeah, but then there are your neighbors. Like, are we talking about like meeting people for serious relationships or is casual? You know, I think that would be a casual thing.
Just friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I view that as more of like
Community.
it just keeps the possibility of spontaneously meeting someone open.
Yeah.
Because that is the nicest way to meet people.
Is when you're relaxing in a hot
no,
tub.
there's no expectations, and it's a safe environment. Like it's non-threatening, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I meet someone in my hot tub all the time.
Oh yeah, your neighbors are just like, dang, he found us again.
No, it's usually bears.
Bears. Oh wow, you have a high gay population in your.
No, just a high bear
A
population.
high bear.
A high gay bear population.
Yeah. Hey,
They are in my hot tub.
Caleb, I saw a really funny TikTok this morning of this girl saying, you know, people are asking me what it's like to online date in Denver. I want to show you. And she like has all of these like screenshots of men's dating profiles and like the prompt of like what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done. And she had like 15 different men that all said the same fucking thing, like I moved to Denver, Colorado in early 2020, you know, at the spur of idea. I guess that's like a popular trend, like a lot of people moving there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's funny.
When people realize how not special they are for moving to a new city.
Yeah.
People are just like, great.
Yeah.
I saw a meme that was like,
the girls here are very pretty in Denver.
Yeah.
Very what?
Pretty.
I think the girls are pretty like everywhere. Yeah.
Girls are more pretty here compared to New Jersey.
Is that where you were? New Jersey?
Yeah. I was living. I mean, also, granted, I was living in my parents' house in a town of 5,000, the suburbia. So it's not like I was running into a lot of girls to like.
Yeah.
Talk to. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh,
Ever
like,
meet Snooki?
walking down the cul-de-sac? Me too. Like, you know.
Did you ever meet Snooki?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Snooki.
I saw her in real life. I happened to go down to the shore, the beach, in pretty much the same town.
Fun.
So no, but yeah, no.
How was she? Was she as tall as you thought she'd be?
Yeah, 6'1".
Wait, isn't she like super short?
Yeah.
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 Super short.
But yeah, I don't like Tinder in the Denver area because I feel like the girls are so much prettier in real life that when I look at Tinder, the matches I get, probably because I have a terrible profile, I just feel dejected. I'm like, but they're all there in real life, but not here online. I was like,
Wait, even like the bots and the sex workers, they usually have nice looking profiles.
yeah, but they're not real. Well, they are real, but they're not who they say they are.
Yeah.
Yes. I've always been afraid about those Tinders and all those dating apps. I've never used that because it's just like you don't know for the real thing, you know.
Yeah.
That no, that's
Mm-hmm.
no. I just always trust, you know, the serendipity when you're going out, like get lost in the bars and restaurants and parties, and that's always working, you know. As Caleb said, you know, no expectations drives you to the best expectations, like unexpected in the expected, you know. And most of the time, it works.
Mm-hmm.
It
What if
works.
you're like an introvert and you don't like to go out at the night scene?
And
That's my problem.
you have to join social activities that you like. So first one
Yeah.
that came to my mind would be like improv class.
Yeah,
Cool.
that would be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
First step for me is I need to move to a different place because the pool here is non-existent. Um, but
What
yeah.
pool is this? Where is this pool located?
I'm in southern Arizona in a military town of like 50,000, and it's also a retirement town. So there's a lot of like married folks and people who are stationed here and traveling, and
Mhm.
I'm like not interested in a military relationship. Um, those are not wonderful. Um, I mean, it's not like a complete ruled out. There are definitely cool people, but I don't enjoy military life. Um, and yeah, a lot of law enforcement and like border patrol people. Um, yeah, just
You
not.
just give up. Don't even try anymore.
Yeah,
Just
no,
give
it's
up.
Tucson's an hour and a half away. Bisbee's not far. There's more potential people there, but I want to move anyways. It's not just because of dating. It's to build community and
Yeah.
to be somewhere different. There's a lot of reasons. Um, I was just thinking how I feel like I haven't changed all that much in a year from a year ago. I had like just moved down here and I was like starting the dating app and I'd come to the tea house and like talk about my dating things. And here I am a year later and I'm like, damn it. And I'm like still in this RV, but I'm not dating.
Dating sucks. But hey, I think the apps do have their place.
Yeah.
Like for the validation, and if done in small proper doses and with good communication, yeah, you can get positive validation from it, like just confidence and just being reminded that you're attractive or that you have something going for you. I can also work in the opposite direction, I think, if you like
Yeah.
don't do it right, but
Well, and I've like made some friendships on there. Like my dungeon master I met on OkCupid. And we like never were even like potential for dating. It was just like I want to play D&D and he was like, "Cool. Like we're starting up a game. You should join." And then I like got put into this group chat where we send funny D&D memes to each other all the time, and like that's fucking great. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, I've got a few good friends I met through online dating. That's how it's so kinky what you just said, Kayla. You're
I
like,
know.
I met my dungeon master through OkCupid.
Yeah. One of our new members was all like, "How did you meet Felix?" And I was like, "Oh, we met online." But yeah.
I think like online dating has become so like common that like I think people are over the taboo of like being afraid of having to tell people where you met or whatever. And so like even if you match with someone and you're really honest of like, hey, I don't think that we're gonna have a romantic chemistry, but like let's be friends. That actually works now. Like in the past it didn't work because, in the past like 7 years ago, 6 years ago, people would be like, I'm here to find something sexy, I'm not here to make friends.
Right.
Yeah. But now I think you can make friends.
Well, but don't they still judge which platform you met on?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hinge is known for being more like serious and non hookup. Tinder is known for hookups.
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
know
we-
Tinder
yeah,
has.
depending on which platform you met on.
Mhm.
We met from the Match.com paid pro plan.
Right.
They're like, I had unlimited likes, and she just happened to be one of them.
Match.com. My God. Those websites. Oh, it's been a long time. I've never been on those.
But I will
things.
also say, because Denver doesn't really do the whole COVID thing, people are very active and out and about.
Mhm.
Oh,
They
that's
just
good.
don't do COVID. They just like not there.
You know, you'll see, like, I went to Whole Foods the other day as like the sample experiment, but I'd say like 35% of the people were wearing masks.
But are they vaccinated? Usually, do you know what the vaccination numbers are like?
No, I don't actually, but I would assume higher than 35%.
Yeah.
Also, they don't
Yeah.
have the mandate. We still have the mandate here in Vegas. Anywhere you go, you got to wear your mask inside.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say outside too, or no?
Outside, no.
Okay.
No.
We'll go in the if I go to the grocery store now, I'm probably the only one wearing a mask.
Okay.
And, and where I live, it's probably like 30 or 40% vaccination.
Wow.
No.
Well,
But
hopefully
it's not many
people are
and-
staying healthy.
Somehow, maybe, I don't know. I don't go out much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Denver doesn't really do the COVID thing. Boulder, which is next to Denver, does. They have a mandate for inside.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I did find that interesting too. But Colorado's a weird state. It's interesting. So, you know, the best way to like encapsulate Colorado in my mind is like there's a good chance you run into a gun-loving, cowboy, mushroom-doing hippie in Colorado. Like you'll see cowboys with like trippy like deadhead shirts on, but they're also carrying a gun.
Interesting.
You know, like that kind of yeah, exactly. And they'll also be on mushrooms or or something like that. Like
Maybe Oregon is similar, right?
There
There's
are
like,
Muslims in an airport carrying a gun.
Yeah, Oregon's a similar vibe in some places. Not like in Portland or Eugene, but like Springfield. You might find a cowboy hat, dead head shirt person that's using psychedelics.
While
But yeah.
carrying a firearm?
Yeah, while waving a Trump flag off the back of their their big old truck.
But yeah, Colorado is surprising. I mean, Oregon's the same way. It's like you always think of like Denver or you think of like the ski resort towns. But like Colorado, the state is much larger than that, and most of it is very country and, you know, ag lands and conservative ideologies.
well, Denver in particular, Colorado in particular, kind of like the other parts of Oregon, has a pretty big libertarian streak
Yeah.
to them. So like they'll be fine with gay marriage, but they still love their guns, their country, cowboys, but also love exactly. So it just feeds for just whatever reason it has more of that out here.
That's cool. When did you move, Caleb?
2 months ago, almost to the day.
Nice. You should include that on your Tinder profile. Make sure all the girls know.
Well,
Just kidding.
uh,
I thought that shit was so funny. It's like every single one. Yeah. There's another meme on TikTok. Like, there's all kinds of dating app memes on TikTok, but there's one where they're like, hey, I asked every one of my matches, my first question was, what's your most controversial opinion? And, like, there's memes of, like, people catching on, and, like, they'll give the same exact stupid answers. Like, every single person answers the same thing. It's, like, a setup, you know? It's funny. Yeah, online dating's just a joke.
All the girls.
before. And I always ask first, I'm like, do you really want my most controversial opinion? I was like, are you actually asking for it? what I mean? Like,
Birds
Well,
aren't
like,
real.
That doesn't make any sense to me because it's like you're on here trying to like make a connection with somebody. So why start with like, tell me something that's going to divide us? Tell me something we're not going to agree on.
Sometimes it's like weeding people out. I don't know.
Yeah.
it's true. It does cut. It does. If you're serious, it does cut down to the chase.
My
First.
profile is good at cutting to the chase, though. So, like, if people are even matched with me, it's like, you know, they've.
Is
Gone
it just like your first profile picture and then like fuck the patriarchy underneath, or
Yeah, it's all like it says,
Here we go.
fuck QAnon, fuck COVID is a conspiracy, no smoking, no drinking. It's all just like all the deal breakers. And it's all and it's before that it's like emotional intelligence and like repair, like argument repair is important to me. Like all this shit that if people are gonna read these long words and they get excited about it, then yes, please, let's have a conversation. But, you know, it's pretty clear that I'm like not there for hookups. So
Those filters.
Yeah, they're filters.
Patriarchy.
yeah.
Yeah. Deal with that. Fuck patriarchy. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
Patriarchy.
Come on. Hit me.
Though I will say it's like if I see a girl that says like don't be rude or something like some negative toward of answer, like I hate me, don't be a mean guy, I hate them. I'm like, why don't you just say I'm looking for a nice person rather than using, you know, like there's like sometimes that word choices.
Well,
like,
you definitely don't. She definitely doesn't want to be looking for a nice guy.
that wasn't a good example. But,
I'm a nice guy. Just
That's what I was asking. What a nice guy. What is this?
Yeah.
What is the definition of the nice guy? What you got? Tell me. Talk to me.
Well, no. So I mean, there's a whole like internet culture of like the nice guys who are actually just like really chauvinistic pigs
Yeah.
that don't understand why women don't like them because they're so nice.
so nice. I let you like stay home, and I support you so that you don't have to work. I'm
Right, and now it's like, why don't you want to have sex with me? I'm nice to you.
Right. You owe that to me because I'm so nice.
He's so nice. He's asking for everything.
well, in some sense, I think that nice thing is a sort of weakness, running with the nice guy stereotype of like, oh, if like I be like super polite and accept everything you say, therefore I deserve sex or something.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a very weak, like, what I think most women want in a guy is someone to be like comfortable in themselves, even for guys and girls, you know, like comfortable in their own skin and able to hold themselves. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was like, because you're nice does not mean they're obligated to have sex with you.
Yeah.
That and like don't fucking perform to be something you are not because you think that is there's a lot of layers to it. But
Most of them are obsessed with performance.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is a huge conversation topic. What's your problem, guys, with performance on bed?
Luckily, can't perform, so we're all getting no expectations there.
What a thing. What a thing. Kayla, you should turn the table and you should be a nice girl. A nice woman.
I am a nice girl,
you know, like I cooked you dinner. I cleaned up your kitchen. I cleaned up your bathroom. Give me an orgasm. I deserve it.
I'm sure if he could, he would.
Right. If he knew how.
Don't be weaponizing your incompetence here. I know you can do it, Sam. Come on.
On that note.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Elise, that was a good one. That
Hello.
one. I cook for you. I clean your bathroom. Give
He's
me your
muted.
orgasm.
really
Tev,
That's a lot
oh,
of
you're just not
value
going to
on-
talk today. Well, that's cool. That's nice.
that's a lot of pressure. It
We don't
is
hear
when
you,
you say
Tev.
It's
that to a
like
man.
there's 5 people here. I can't
Fuck,
talk.
I'm not hearing anybody.
You can't hear us right now?
No, we just don't hear Tev.
No, that was me.
Tev
I
just-
didn't hear anybody.
Oh,
I hear
yeah, no.
everybody now.
Steph.
I was like,
Okay, I'm still not hearing Tev. Wait, is
Yeah.
he trolling us?
I can't.
Probably.
That is such a coincidence. So
Maybe.
Tev, his mic wasn't working, and at the same time, I had like accidentally turned my volume on my headphones down, so then I couldn't hear anybody, and I almost flipped out. I'm like, what is going on here?
Tev broke your headphones.
Yeah, Tev, it's all your fault.
Is it all my fault?
Why can't you just be a
Aw.
good
Oh,
guy?
no.
Why can't you just be a good guy, you know?
Or at least be a nice guy.
Nice
Be a
guy,
nice
yeah.
guy.
Nice
I
guy.
can leave again.
Nice guy. A good guy is not the same thing.
Bye bye.
Sorry.
Bye bye.
No, Tev, where you go? Oh no.
Nice guys always win.
Yeah, the nice guy. Sorry, yeah. Why can't you
Guy
be a
is not
nice
the same
guy?
thing.
Yeah, sorry. I used the wrong word.
It's another thing, I
Makes a
think.
big difference.
Well, you also have
Good
to
man.
claim that you are the nice guy.
Good man.
It's not enough to just be a nice person. You have to like tell them that you're a nice guy.
Oh my god.
You know,
Nice
this may
guy
be
sounds
this
really tricky.
this may be too nuanced for Tef to understand because probably I don't know. In Denmark, Tef, do y'all have the concept of like the nice guy and like nice guy?
Sadly enough, do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Sadly enough. We do have a concept of like the nice guy, but that's like the guy that always gets friend zoned.
Oh, okay.
And that's because like in public he's like very nice, but like when not in public, he turns into the bad guy. A lot of like females have a tendency to like they want the bad guy all the time.
I just think the stereotype is mixed up with like bad guy tends to mean someone who's like hyper confident, and that like can be attractive until you realize in this certain stereotype that they're just toxic and that's why they're confident.
Yeah. But the good guy's toxic too.
No, yeah, I'm just still going with running with they're both toxic with these stereotypes.
Right, but there's the overt toxicity and then there's the passive aggressive toxicity.
Yep.
Oh, there's the perverse narcissistic.
Yeah.
Perverse narcissism?
Yeah, there's one.
In a sense, the bad guy is more honorable because at least he's upfront about it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I
You
told.
know the bad guy's not going to murder you. Kind of this running with this, but the nice guy, has got something behind the scenes that you don't know about. You know, like.
Yeah, at least I can trust
Okay.
you to be an asshole.
Oh, the perfect one is in the American Psycho. Like, if you watch, if you remember that character, oh man.
Yeah.
Really, really perfect in the morning, in the yoga and stuff, and perfect business card, perfect everywhere, perfect, and oh man.
Yeah. Rudy, you keep bringing up all of these like really graphic movies.
That doesn't mean I'm not the nice guy.
Yeah. Right, but that's a good point. Like I have an ex that I had a lot of problems with, and he cheated on me a lot and whatever. And I still tried to be friends with him, and I tell him all the time. I'm like, I'm not friends with him anymore. I finally cut the cord. I was good about that. But
Good.
Good.
yeah,
Fuck that guy.
yeah, fuck that guy. But I would always tell him, like, hey, stop trying to pretend like you're this nice, gentle, empathetic guy. Just, like, be a fuckboy. Like, just be authentically who you are. Like, you're gonna get a lot more respect from women that you sleep with if you do it that way.
Because they might just be looking for a fuckboy.
Yeah, it's like, when someone's a fuckboy, it's like, okay, cool. Like, they know who they are and they're confident and, there's women that are seeking that. Like, and it's cool. It's consensual and it's understood. But, there's this,
fucking
like...
be honest.
Yeah.
Like, people are into shit. You don't have to lie about it. Like, somebody out there is into what you're offering.
Yep.
You know, probably lots of people.
You
Yeah.
just need to find them. Maybe you can find them on a dating app.
Yeah,
Maybe
Tinder.
recommend something.
I think it's related to the law of attraction. You know, you attract what you impulsing, like driven by your honesty. If really you're gonna attract what you wanna to attract. You know, and as Kayla said, you know, it's the same thing about offering. You know, don't be surprised if a certain woman, like, you know, you got the same pattern of women, or for the guy, for the women, vice versa. Ask yourself about what you know, projecting from the outside, because you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, if you're that kind of person, you know, be real with it.
Yeah. Just be
But I
honest.
hate reality. It's so fucked up. Fantasy is so much better.
It's fucked
Oh
up
yeah,
with people who aren't honest.
people wearing masks all day.
But I do think like some people's being themselves isn't a good thing. Like some people shouldn't be themselves in a sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not like everyone should be true to who they are.
Again,
That makes
are you talking about like sociopaths
or just like if you're naturally an angry, mean person, you probably like I don't think it's necessarily we should be necessarily promoting that person be true to themselves.
I think they should absolutely be true to themselves and be honest with the fact that they're angry and mean. And like Rudy said, reflect on that. Maybe work on it. But like, I want to fucking know that you're angry and mean. Like, I don't want you to hide that from me and then 5 months later fucking ghost me. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, do not hide from me that you're an angry, mean person. Do not covertly try to come into my life and pretend like you aren't. Come up to me and be like, a fucking angry, mean person. And then I have the choice to like, okay, I'll engage with you in that. And I understand that you are angry and mean. And if there's an awareness there where they're like, I'm working on this, then like I have a choice if I want to engage with them. But when people hide it, you know, and then they're just like screaming at the waiter one night when we're having dinner, like, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
don't differentiate what I'm trying to say.
Okay. What I think I don't know, what I got from what you were saying is like, some people just suck and maybe they should work on it. And
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, and maybe, I don't want to go on a dating app when I'm just in a part of my life where I'm angry and mean and like, you know, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You want to date? Like, you know, like I don't want to be like that.
there are profiles like that though. They exist, Kayla. I'm sure you've seen them.
I know they do. I've seen them.
It's like all the women on this app are whores, and you know they don't like men, and they're lazy, and it's like, why are you even on this app? And this is how you feel.
That's the thing, Elise. That's the thing.
They want the women that are gonna be like, fuck you, that's not real, and that like they engage them. They're trolling them.
Or looking for a woman with degradation fetish. You are a whore.
Right.
Or they're looking for a pick-me that's like, oh, I'm not like any of them, you know, like that has their own internalized misogyny going on.
Or maybe she could fix him.
She's like, ooh.
Fuck that. No, Kayla, what the?
This will be a good
That's a great fixer-upper.
Oh my god.
I'm completely unaware of my codependency, let me tell you. Yeah, nope, I'm fucking working on that.
Oh my goodness. Fixer-upper. Run.
No thanks.
How would that be on a dating profile? You just lead with, I'm a fixer-upper.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
Autobody shop, but for men.
What was that?
I'm like an auto body shop, but for men.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was talking with Brian Switchko, and his saying about like when somebody says you have potential, It's like you suck right now, but I have faith that you'll suck less in the future.
Yep, nope. I want to engage with you as you are right now. And be real about that. Whatever it is. I like uncomfortable amounts of truth.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
into that.
Yeah,
I'm into that too.
I'm into like talking about that stuff.
Hard.
Hence why I'm like taking a break from dating, because it's not just like light and airy and like, you know, my back and forth conversations are nitty gritty. I don't know.
Hey, so yeah, this movie, Love Hard, touches on all of these topics, basically about authenticity and how, you know, dating apps has kind of led us down this rabbit hole of, like, being insecure in ourselves and putting on fake presentations for the sake of finding love when you're going to be far more successful just, you know, being your weird, wacky self, because you're going to attract who you need to be attracting, like Rudy says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, be honest with yourself. It's a lot of work on yourself. It takes time
Yeah.
because it's not that easy. So just for the disclaimer, when I say like be honest with yourself, it's not just like in a snap. It takes really a lot of time to reach that real level, as Kenny said. Like just come as you are and say the most truth about yourself you can say, like for not be able to get a discovery like in a pop out really destructive situation. Like I love the example, Kayla, when you say, you know, yelling in the waiter in the night, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that facet, you know, of this person I'm dating or engaging or living with, you know, building a relationship with. I don't know. But yes, I hate that building relationship. The word building. It's no, it's more than that.
You
It's
don't like
like
building.
no, because I've been when I was in France, I've had many experiences about that, and that word like is a little bit I don't know, compromised, you know. I just prefer the level of connection, like building, you know. No,
What would you use instead?
it's about connection.
Huh. Yeah, I think mine was literally like, I'm looking for, I don't know if I use the word build. I'm like, I want a fucking container, right? I want a container where we're both showing up in a space where we can like be ourselves and, you know, grow. And if that ends up being romantic, great. And in the meantime, I'm just looking for like honest, kind, compassionate connections, you know? But I think I may have used like I want to build a container, but I like want that with everybody. Like all the people I invite into my life, I'm like, so we have a container that like has edges, so we kind of know where the boundaries are at. And if we don't, we talk about it, and it's fucking great because I'm never guessing, I'm never confused. My anxiety can rest, and like my best friends are the ones that I know that like they're going to ask me for what they need, or if I do something that bugs them, they're going to tell me, and they're going to like allow me to be kind of messy and to like take accountability and change, you know? Like those are the kinds of relationships I want in my life. I don't want
And that's why
You
I
don't have
prefer
to
the
be
word.
sexual either.
I didn't hear you.
Go ahead, Rudy.
No, go ahead, Caleb.
Oh, don't. No, you go ahead.
No,
You go ahead.
I absolutely insist. You go.
Okay, that's gonna be really short. That's why I prefer the word grow, grow and boundaries and like evolve connection instead of building. You know, because building, it's oh
It's like
no, it's
man-made versus natural, right? Like
yeah,
nature
yeah,
is growing,
yeah,
man-made is building.
yeah, yeah, and building one day is gonna be destroyed. You know, like
Like Chernobyl,
connection.
right? And
Yes, connection,
everything can
growth,
still
you
grow.
know, dynamics, you know, like the dynamics, the growth. I prefer that. But yes, I finished, Caleb. I promise it was.
I don't even know what I said now. I was just so caught up by.
You were feeling
Oh,
your response to what I said.
you can have like these loving, like, vulnerable, caring relationships, and I'm even in non-sexual ways too, which I'm sure was what you're saying. But I feel like sometimes it's easy for society to get those two kind of mixed up.
Yeah, we do that too often.
Yeah.
To get
We
Like to
miss out. We miss out on opportunities for really good, vulnerable relationships with people because we've been programmed to believe that when we feel chemistry with someone, it's like has to be sexual, and so we jump into a sexual
Yeah.
relationship, and we mess up the opportunity just for a cool platonic chemistry with someone. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, Elise. And the thing is, I've been very close to very old couples when I was in France, and it was fantastic because I've seen the very, very, very high level of complicity and chemistry and connection that they fulfilled through the years. And uh, and I was working in a very famous advertising agencies. My bosses was uh, Mary and wife and husband and wife, and they were the most powerful couple I've ever met in my life because one day they told me about the day and how they met the very first time. And that was really interesting because she was crossing a street and he was driving a very beautiful car and he was almost passing on her, creating an accident, like, and he just you know put the brakes at the very, very last moment, and then this is the very first encounter, and from that they develop a very long chemistry connection because they discover like they are the two sides of the same coin, because it you could feel it wasn't related only on sex but beyond that, and they have children, and most of that because he cheated on her sometimes, but you could feel there is something stronger than that because of the ages, and professionally and personally and as a family. So I had this, like, not a model, like an example of something really powerful that take years, but I could feel, all that connection layers that it take to reach that level. And I was like, wow, man. And he dies one day because of the disease of his heart. But I've learned a lot of things. But I have my parents too as the very first model, but I have some, in the life, learning situation, and it's really rare nowadays to see that, and that's why I think the updating, it's not the judging, but it's like observing. I don't believe too much in those like virtual apps, virtual dating, but it can work. So like sometimes you can be surprised. I don't say
Why
no.
meet on an app when you could almost run her over with your car?
Right. That's the best. Clearly, that's the best way.
Yeah, so what I took out of this is drive recklessly
Yeah.
and the love of your life.
It's
And
the
then cheat on
power
her.
of love.
I was
You
gonna
never
say,
know.
like, it feels like in France, people, like, how do I want to say? The norm for like relationships and love is different than Americans. Like culturally, it's just different.
That's because it's France.
Yeah, like, and I mean it's like that in other places too, not just France. But I feel like it's like more open. Like with cheating and stuff, it's kind of like, yeah, I mean that's more normal, right? Like we're passionate, and I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure that not
Uh,
everybody's down with that, but
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. As a matter of fact, in Europe and especially in France, it's a very cultural specificity because if you see on the literature, in the French literature, like it's really specific. But about cheating, here's the thing. One day, I've met a woman in a cafe in Paris, and she told me that thing. She told me, Rudy, you're a very young person. As you're a student, you have a lot of learn, and you have a lot of things to learn about men-women relationship, and especially in Paris. Uh, Here's the thing. If one day you engage, whatever the engagement you have with a woman, and everything is good, everything's okay, and through the days, the month, and the years, you're gonna be in a situation with most of the time you're gonna be in a situation you're gonna have to cheat on her for many reasons. If that happened, put yourself in the situation that your engaged woman will never, never, ever be in a situation to acknowledge about this.
Wait, what?
Keep
So
it a
what I
secret
heard
from her?
that was
Wait, that's the
don't
trick.
put
That's the
yourself
European
in a
secret.
situation you
Yeah.
don't get to hurt.
The European secret is to not get caught.
Not get caught, but the women you cheat on the women you cheat on, that will be never in the situation to know about the fact you are cheat on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
just make
Yeah,
sure
don't
she
get
never
caught.
finds out.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the technique throughout the world.
It's more than a technique. It's more than that. It's more than that because the fact of a woman tell me that said a lot of things. Like it's like not a technique. It's like it's cultural.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's more than that. I can't define it because I was shocked and I was like, oh man, this is a woman tell me that. I mean, but it says a lot of things because if you do bad, it can be really bad for you.
Wait, so
So
does she
put
have the
your-
same motto though? Like, she's gonna cheat on you and just make sure you don't find out. And
Yeah.
then it's okay.
Yeah, remember,
I
we're in a
think so,
patriarchy.
Sam.
We're in a patriarchy, Sam. Don't worry. The women don't have to worry about doing that. Only the men.
Oh, you're right.
It's,
Hanging out
Deal
with
with
my
that,
online friends.
it's funny. We have a viewer on Twitch from Europe that's been making a lot of comments on this conversation, and they just said, yes,
Oh.
lies are a strong foundation.
Yeah, Rudy, I don't know if I love that whole Parisian mindset.
I didn't say it's a Parisian mindset, but in a certain level, if that happened, if you are attracted for many reasons, because it could happen. There is a movie which name is Closer with.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? You're
yeah.
referencing that movie?
Did you see that one?
Of course, that one freaking shocked
Oh.
my trust and love
Not
forever.
surprised. Okay.
It's a great movie. Kayla, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
It's a very good movie. Thank you, Elise. Thank you, because
It'll make
this
you
is a
be
very-
happy to be single for the rest of your life. Love is fucked up. People are fucked up.
Can I just
So it's
be
not-
in a honest, open relationship?
No, it's more than that.
Maybe
It's
like
more than
long
that.
term and be like, yeah, sometimes we're attracted to people. Maybe sometimes we sleep outside of our our partnership. Like, I want to have those discussions.
Yeah.
I know, but no. The thing is, no. It's okay. Let me be very clear. I'm not promoting that kind of situation, right?
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
know you're not.
Those things.
I
those
just
things-
like today I feel very tender. I feel very sad and lonely, and I feel very distraught about love and dating and ever finding partnership and community. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's stating
me.
to the world, everyone on Twitch right now, that this is what I want. And I'm tender and I'm sad about it.
Kayla,
Oh,
how
I'm
long
sorry,
is that
Sarah.
getting
I'm
at
I'm
all,
gonna stop
right?
that topic. I'm sorry.
No, it is totally okay. I was just telling you where
No,
I'm
I
coming
respect.
from.
I respect your mood because I know that kind of mood. And okay, I'm gonna say I'm so romantic guy. I respect that.
And a nice
I'm like, what's that, Caleb?
but that feeling like when your heart hurts, that's kind of how I
Mhm.
relate to. Not like
Yeah.
heart attack or heartburn, but like
No, like heartbreak.
yeah, like,
Today I feel like heartbreak, and I feel like in my brain it's like when I've had a traumatic experience and I'm experiencing a trigger, and it feels like a bruise, like deep in my nervous system. That's what I've been feeling today.
So what I hear is that you are lacking a dog.
You should ice it, Kayla. You've got a bruise.
I can't ice my limbic system, Sam.
Hang on, let's figure
I'm like,
this out.
let's look up the Wim Hof method. Maybe there's something there for me.
There we go.
you need genuine love. That's what
I
fulfills-
need reciprocity in relationship and co-regulation. I literally am able to define it now, and it's even more frustrating because I have emotional intelligence, I can communicate, and I know that I need reciprocity and co-regulation, and I don't have it. And it's not for lack of trying. It is partially environmental. I'm like, Caleb, you were living with your family. I'm living in an RV in my grandma's backyard right now. My family of origin story is like challenging for me. And I told you the pool that I'm in as far as like meeting people and stuff. And I'm sad. I just need a couch buddy. It doesn't even need to be romantic. If I could just like binge watch Jane's the Virgin with a girlfriend and share a blanket, like that would help a lot. So
sometimes if I know someone loves me, even if it's from far away, that still makes me feel better.
Do you want one of my dogs?
Oh,
kinda.
They'll
I
take
think
all-
they would miss you though.
They might not share the blanket.
Yeah.
We reciprocate though with the love.
No, Caleb, to what you're saying though, I was like yesterday I just put out sometimes I'll just put a post on Facebook that's like I'm sad or like hey guys, send me a meme, like show me your love, and it feels good, but I was also trying to like when I was taking a bath last night, like think about all of those people that responded and like they genuinely did have a moment where like in their bodies they were like thinking about me and they were like, send Kayla love. And I was like trying to feel that. And it does help, but I've been single and lonely for so long that I'm also like, this is bullshit. I actually need to cuddle. So
Again,
both,
a
like
dog.
it is helpful.
yeah,
Yeah.
get a dog. Bitcoin helps me with that a lot.
I want to.
I don't know exactly what to tell you because I feel like there's not one specific answer for this stuff always.
Then come with another answer
There
instead
is
of getting a dog.
Well,
like-
and I'm like genuinely
one
not
house.
asking for an
Yeah,
answer,
She's not looking for solutions.
but I'm open to like, what you feel to say in response, but don't feel like, I need solutions or to have it fixed right now because it's just an ongoing process and right now it sucks. Like today it was just extra hard. But
Yeah, I guess I wasn't trying to like, I don't know, that's just kind of where my mind ran of like, well, how would you fix this right now?
right, like what? So this is my solution currently. This is a moon pet. It's a weighted stuffed animal.
Is it not supposed to be atop of you then, instead of below you?
Yeah, I put its arms around me when I lay on it, so it's
Aw,
like on my
that's sweet.
shoulders.
That's
And
nice.
then
It
the
just
cat,
needs a little
sometimes
heartbeat.
one of the cats comes in from outside.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my god, I could put something in it, like a timer. I don't know.
The little heart. They make those, right?
But-
Don't they make those for like cat toys or something? Like if you get a new kitten, it's like you can put it in their bed and it simulates like the mom's heartbeat or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe you can get something like that.
I feel like they have that for like chickies too or something. I guess
Yeah.
no, cats would need it more.
Oh my goodness, resorting to cat tricks, to kitten tricks, to to bring intimacy into your life. Yeah, it's just so hard. It's
That's
so
where I'm
hard
at right
to
now.
find
Twitch viewers,
good
help me.
platonic friends of the opposite sex or of, you know, the sex that you're attracted to, that like it doesn't immediately
Same
spiral
set.
into
I'm not. Gender is unimportant. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
It's so hard.
They're not like, hey, we cuddled on the couch. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, sometimes people are
Did you
mature
see
enough.
that article I posted on Facebook?
No, I'll go check it right now. But like there was one dude that I
Sorry,
met
there's
through
a little bit of a lag.
on me. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, or maybe it's me. I'm not sure who, but like I'll speak and then it's like I'm talking over you, or yeah.
Well, I'll say something. I'll say like 1, 2, 3, and then you just respond when you think the 3 ends, and then we'll see where the timing of when you respond. So 1, 2, 3.
3.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag.
There's a lag, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lag.
That's you, Kayla.
It's mine? Okay, I'll walk away.
Taylor, you're a little slow today.
She was like at 6 when she said 3. Like that was like beyond.
But yeah, no, I was saying that like there was this guy,
Yeah.
this guy that I met through online dating that, you know, I thought could have been, you know, a good match. We definitely had chemistry when we met. And like we ended up hanging out for like a whole week straight. Like every day he was hitting me up to hang out, and I figured, okay, we're on our way. Like and it never got physical. And I finally asked him one day, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Like, is this gonna turn into anything? And like he said something that shook me. He said, I am emotionally unavailable. And like at first I was pissed off. I'm like, well, what the heck are you doing on a dating app? You know, if you're aware of that. I mean, thank you for being aware of it. You know, sometimes people are not aware of it and they just damage. But that's turned into a really cool friendship. You know, like we meet every now and then and we have fun, and it's like completely platonic. Like since he put that out there, there's no confusion about anything. It's really nice. So it can happen sometimes, Kayla.
Yeah, no, that's exactly like if somebody would legit just say that to me, I'm emotionally unavailable, I'd be like, oh, okay, thank God. You're like aware of that. And like now I know what I can do for myself, and if I want to engage with you or not, what my expectations can be. Fucking thank you. And even if it's
Magical.
like, you know, you date for a while and then you're like, I'm confused and unavailable. Like, okay, great. I'm so glad that you told me that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, without just, you know, putting your hand in the cookie jar, like, okay, this is exciting and fun, and then, like, you can't be friends afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a hard year. I'm like, fucking relating to people is hard. Well, it's not, though. I'm actually really good at it, but, I'm just in a situation where I don't have people around me, like, physically. There's, like, a lot of distance between me and all the people I'm close to. Someone's near an airport.
You might be hearing me, but that would be I'd be surprised. It might be a train noise, if anything.
I think it's Elise. I think she's near the airport. But
I'm
yeah.
close to a castle, but like that's not
How
gonna
close?
explain the sounding. Like
Hi, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's like hard in your late 30s to make friends during the end of a pandemic when I don't have like a structure, right? I'm not going to school. I'm not like going to a job. I don't have a built-in system of like where I'm being around other people. Yeah. My friends are all in Tokyo.
well, that is like, do you have a power spot?
A power spot?
Like I have a power spot not so far from here, like 20 minutes drive. It's like close to the sea and like it's on a hill. And when I stand there, it's like it's always windy, no matter what, and it just fills me with energy. And like that is like a power spot for me. So like something if you want to like connect with people somehow, like going to something you consider a power spot for you could be a way because other people that consider that a power spot too will come to the same place. You might not come at the same time, so you need to go a couple of times, but like you will at some point find someone that is like, this is my spot. Are we sharing the same energy or not?
Or it could be get out of my spot.
Yeah, well,
You're in my spot.
But this is the
Yeah.
power. I like that concept though. I want maybe that's something
Yeah.
that exists in Denmark, Danish, the Danish language, but doesn't exist in English.
is that a common? Now I hear the train.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. That was
Um,
cool, though.
is power spot a common thing in Danish, or is that a Tefism?
Is actually an English thing. Like it's
Oh, like Stonehenge.
yeah, Stonehenge is a power spot. Notre Dame is a power spot.
Yeah,
I think I'm actually mixing it up using the English word for power, and then I'm using like the Danish word for spot,
Ley
like a
line.
spotlight, like spotlights.
Are you
When, like-
suggesting I go to ley lines?
No. Well, if you consider those your power spots, you do that. Like I suggest you go to a place where you feel this is my energy. This is where I get like reloaded with energy and like can now go and conquer the world if I desire that. Like I know that like you'll need to step in line because I'm coming first. That is just how I am, and I'm an evil mastermind. So like, but like if you have a place and you think this is where I get energy to conquer the world, then that is a place where you can meet people of the same energy.
Yeah.
Ish thing.
I mean, this is like a long-running tactic where I used to be in a relationship and he like didn't want to do the stuff I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm just gonna go do the stuff anyways because I want to do it, and then I'm gonna meet other people there who also are doing it, and we can be friends or whatever. But lately it's just been harder. And here's a story. The place that the retreat center is at that I go to, that's a power spot for me. And I met a guy there that lives in Washington, and he sent me an email today. It was just like pictures of some stuff he's been working on.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's
Did
somebody.
Oh.
Maybe.
That sounds like a beginning of a connection.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's like an older guy that was taking his grandson on this hike. He's like a native Alaskan, and he came here to Kochi Stronghold because he was like one of his good friends was like a descendant of Cochise, so he was like there to do this pilgrimage and do this hike, and he made all these like amazing drone flutes and like headdresses and stuff. And he was coming up when I was going down the trail. He was like having leg cramps and didn't have enough water. So I was like, oh no, here, have some hydration tablets. And I had like my heart glasses on, and I was like this, freaking trail fairy. And, I kind of like took my time coming down to like make sure that they both got down safe. And then we hung out and talked for a little while. And yeah, he was super cool. He was telling me stories about the trees and the land, and yeah. So this does work, Tef. What you're describing is a powerful thing. However, this is not a couch buddy. It's like I'm really good at making these connections that are like serendipitous and like deep on these spiritual levels, and it's like all these fun, amazing conversations, but like I don't have any just like everyday mundane, hey, let's eat dinner and watch a movie kind of friends. Like nighttime family friends. So But I know a lot of really cool people.
Our friend on Twitch just said something about singles club meetings in a cafe or in the cafe. That sounds interesting. I've never. Is this like speed dating or something, or like is this something like that's common in European culture for like?
Is this our European person?
Yeah, I believe Love Tour is in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, speed dating.
No.
Another thing. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I always want to try that. I still want to try that.
No.
Just like
Oh.
really fast, like.
Drew's like,
No.
no.
No. You don't want. I mean, you can experience. I tried it again when I was in Paris once, and I knew it's not gonna work. But that's horrible. That's not a good thing. It's like marketing stuff. You feel like a product. Like you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes, to talk about you and make that connection happen, supposed to, so called, but everybody just like playing like, okay, what you doing? What is it? No. And okay, bye. And I got your card, I got your name, I got, there is several different, way to play with the contact that's, spinning around. And no, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. No. I mean, people don't play with that chemistry energy. Like let life going to push the flow as it used to be. Be connected to the Gulf Stream, to the to all the energy that Earth that gather and used to be. Stay connected with
Almost
that.
run her over with your car.
Yeah.
The Love Tour says that they went to yoga speed dating.
That's so strange.
Wait, so what is it? You get into Warrior 2 and then you sit there and have a conversation. You switch partners?
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's the more controversial and contrasting, things that doesn't work,
Right.
Man,
Oh my god.
WTF.
I mean, if you find somebody that you can have a conversation with while doing a headstand, then you're probably doing okay.
Oh, that's
We're gonna
funny.
start this relationship off upside down.
Yeah. 69.
I think it could work.
Tef's like, yeah, sure.
Tef, do you do yoga? Have you ever done yoga?
Once that was super boring, but like the idea of doing like
Super
Did you wear
boring.
yoga? Did you wear yoga pants, Steph? I'm taking that as a yes. He doesn't want to admit it, but he did.
Wait, am I being talked to?
No.
No, I'm just watching you floss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you flossing? Like dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're really flossing. I thought he was talking about like the floss dance. I'm like, how could he be flossing right now? He's sitting down. Like it'd be impossible.
I was gonna say Sam and Caleb look the most cozy right now,
Yeah, y'all look cozy.
for sure.
If only he had some floss. If you're...
Oh gosh, I can't stand floss.
I have some floss. I could go.
I don't like flossing.
It's just, the thing is, once I feel something in my teeth, it just like irks me. And
Yeah. That's what the water pick is for.
I should get a water pick.
AKA the mouth bidet.
The mouth bidet. I got a water pick. It's good. I recommend.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a dentist the other day and he said the same thing. So
Cool.
3 confirmations, that's all you need.
Right.
And while you're at it, you should get a butt bidet too.
Yeah.
Not there yet. Not there yet.
No?
Maybe when I'm like 80.
Dude,
You're gonna
You're
miss
so
out.
good.
you're gonna try it one day and you're gonna be like, why didn't I do this 10 years ago?
Yeah, I'm just old fashioned when it comes to toilets.
So with
There's
that,
so much more old-fashioned.
that means you got the outhouse. You got the outhouse in the back with the little bottle of water that you use, and that's old.
Yeah.
That's old fashioned. I had to do that for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need toilet paper is such a unnecessary modern thing. Although they are nice in addition to a bidet. Like they work well together.
I mean, it's nice to be able to dry yourself off, especially when it's cold.
But you don't have to dry yourself off, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, did it make you guys uncomfortable that I'm flossing? Because some people are weird with flossing.
Does it make you uncomfortable that we're talking about washing our butts?
While you floss.
Does it make you uncomfortable that random people on the internet are watching you floss?
Not random. We go back like 3 months.
Yeah, but Elise is streaming on Twitch.
Wait, are there other people? How many other people are watching this?
We got 5 people watching. Yeah.
5 people. Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Put your comments.
Somebody out there, like, that
Make sure
Caleb
you
is the
press
one
the
thing.
like and subscribe button.
Yeah, be real. Be real stuff, guys.
Yeah, hit subscribe and then comment with your most real, authentic thing.
Yeah.
Someone out there is like, that Caleb is flossing right now, and that's just, he's the one for me. I must reach out to him.
When I take flossing in different spaces to the next level, that's how I'm gonna find the love of my life. Like, how'd you guys move? Like, well, flossing at the park, and like she asked me,
Love your dental hygiene.
What is that? Yeah.
She's like, I'm a hygienist, a dental hygienist, and I'm really into what you're doing right now.
You're like, that might be the hottest thing I've ever seen in public. You're like,
That is a
Please go
compliment.
test it
He
out.
just flosses out at the park.
she's like, you mind if I watch? Like,
Love Tour says, and then the strange pleasure from scratching the butt. I have no idea where they came from, but I'm assuming that Love Tour is comfortable with our conversation.
You know, I mean, especially in the summertime, there's nothing like the cool, chilly water of the bidet. But I did notice that when we moved to the mountains, the water got colder.
You got me, like, I have a...
Okay, let's Lawson, no.
Yeah, no, I got a floss.
it's kind of like something to do too, to keep your hands busy, you know.
Yeah, it's just because I'm nervous. I floss when I'm nervous, you guys.
That's the thing, honestly, that drives me, that I don't like about flossing the most, is like trying to get my hands in my mouth to like get back there. It's just like,
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Sometimes it's sometimes it's
My hands are
challenging.
too big. My mouth is too small. Like,
I like these
Oh, you
for stoplights. For some reason, it is like, this feels nice to do during a stoplight.
We
You know,
need
there's a lot of people that people watch at stoplights, so just
So they're watching me floss. And,
Yeah.
So one time I was in Tucson for the Gem Show, and Billy and Kevin and like probably Nick and everybody were all there, and we were in separate cars, and I was flossing at a stoplight, and either Billy or Kevin is like hanging out the window, and they're like, "Can I have one?" So I like reached out and gave them one of my floss. It was a really fun stoplight experience.
Like the Grey Poupon commercial.
With floss.
Marketing, product.
Pardon me.
And, yeah, people give tips.
We've
What a
been
weird
doing a lot
concept.
of incredible marketing on this stream today.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah. Put some. Oh, people! Here is the link of the Kayla's floss object. Here's the link.
I know.
of the...
We should have like an Amazon affiliate link.
Yeah.
Here.
Well-count
Referral.
Egyptian string, very lost.
Nice.
Hashtag floss, people. Hashtag floss.
Wait, is that a Snuggie you're wearing, or is it just a normal hoodie, Caleb?
Speaking of affiliate links,
It's a normal. Oh, but your pants are interesting. Those are cool.
those look like socks could have made them.
Yeah, right. They look like socks work. Do you know the
Those
sock
are good.
drawer, Caleb? The
Yeah,
sock
yeah.
drawer. Yeah, the guy that made the sock drawer socks, he does tie dye. It's like his hobby. He does a lot of tie dye, like your pants. Cool
I'll have
stuff.
to send my pants to him sometime. From Anonymous. He's like, send back his pants, and he's like, touche.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought your hoodie just looks extra. It looked like it had extra like bulk on it, like how the Snuggie, you know, the Snuggie is like the couch blanket that you can wear as a hoodie. My dad swears
It's like
by
a
it.
backwards robe.
Yeah, my dad
Essentially.
swears by it. He won't
I
go
actually
anywhere.
do need a robe really badly.
You what?
I really need a robe.
You do.
Robes
Everybody.
are key.
Yeah, I got one. Everybody needs one.
I have a summer robe and a winter robe, and then like just a fun robe.
I'm thinking like a getting out of a pool robe. It's kind of what I had in mind.
I used to work at a spa, and they were getting rid of their old robes. They were like big, fluffy, like terry cloth or whatever. So he was giving them away to us, and I took one and tie-dyed it, and it's like my favorite thing.
Oh, so
Oh,
cool.
because you go to the rooftop hot tub, Caleb. So you gotta have a robe
Yeah.
to go to and from your apartment.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
So yeah, you need the biggest, fluffiest, bougiest robe you can find.
Yes.
Oh
Get
yeah.
you a big fancy spa robe.
Either that, or you go like total silk and just like leave it kind of short.
Yeah. Oh my god, like Futurama.
I want like a silky Japanese robe with like those flower trees on it.
Mhm.
Something cool.
Hannah!
Oh, hey, Hannah.
See, look at that co-regulation and that reciprocity. Ugh, so jealous right now.
We're watching Caleb and Caleb Air Floss.
Hey, Anna.
Yeah, we're flossing.
I'm okay with that. I'm a flosser.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Do you want a reindeer?
I do want a reindeer, but she's not giving me the reindeer. She doesn't give. She only takes.
More reciprocity.
No. Measy likes to play give, or take, no give, or like kind of play tug of war, but she like pouts if you take it. She wants
what?
to pull it, but she pouts if you actually take it from her.
Oh. Hmm.
She's very one-sided. How are you guys
But,
tonight?
We're good.
Awesome.
We're talking about love and authenticity and dating apps and
And cleaning our butts.
and cleaning,
Yeah,
our,
cleaning our
butts. Yeah.
You always talk about cleaning your
Floss.
butts.
Plus,
It's not something new. That's like, if that's mentioned one
Like a
time,
daily topic.
it's like not that
Love
problematic.
it when we talk about butts in here.
Yep.
Mhm.
I hate to tell you, Tuff, but I hear about that all the time. I'm a doctor, even though I'm not that kind of doctor. Apparently, people think I want to hear about it.
They tell you about their butts,
It-
their poops. and their-
Anything that I don't want to hear about, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a captive audience. Let's go. Like, okay.
Speaking of cleaning butts, we have chili for dinner.
Oh, nice transition, Sam.
Yeah,
Really
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
You crossed the line.
perfect segue, Sam.
Sam doesn't need a segue. He just likes butts.
And I'm
Like
hungry.
it was just like it was
Like,
a little.
oh,
It was a too descriptive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for vague here.
yeah.
He doesn't do vague or subtle. Like,
Are you saying Sam has no tact, no tactfulness?
He's yeah.
Okay, so I think we need to elevate the conversation level. Like we were in the love and all that stuff, so we went down to on the bottom stuff, you know.
good to know that there's a limit.
What is
It's a gripper to open jars for the moms.
Oh, cool.
You put it and it opens.
Yeah, we're having fun tonight. This is good. This is
Yeah,
good.
absolutely fun.
Quality.
I'm like, I felt like a Care Bear, like a Kayla Care Bear. I'm a tender heart today. Tender heart bear.
No,
That's okay. We like Care Bears.
some
I would do
honey
a
for the
Care Bear
bear.
stare into the mirror, and like have it bounce back at me.
Mm,
And then they can just
I will bring some honey for the bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sam's wife. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but another employee that, or another worker that deals with things that they don't want to hear about. Apple workers. At the door. I was talking to them. Apparently they hear they've witnessed divorces because they found out the husband was cheating on her as like the phone was getting unlocked. Things like that. Yeah.
Well,
That makes sense.
Mm.
It's like, oh yeah, we're doing some routine maintenance on the phone. We're just gonna restart it. Okay.
Also,
Shoot this text.
Yeah.
Aw.
So, good news and bad news. Your battery is totally fine, but your husband's being unfaithful. So,
well, I mean, would it be their job to share that information?
No, they will not even be
I
allowed
don't.
to share it.
They might just leave a window. They probably wouldn't share, but they might like accidentally leave a window open in the phone.
Yeah.
That would be. I mean, unless they're French, then they're just gonna.
They're like, let's just put this away for you, sir. I know how this goes.
I've burned all the files. That could have been any issue for you.
Wait, can you please confirm which one is your wife so I know which one's to wipe?
They're all very supportive of the secret. Yeah, they're all very supportive.
No.
Oh man. There's got to be a lot of jobs where people see the cheating happening. You know, like I think bartenders is probably one of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I have friends that used to work at like the PC repair shop, and the amount of like ridiculous porn that they would find out come in.
It's a good one, Sam. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Those shops don't even
Taff, have
exist.
you ever seen any cheating at your work?
Not the workplace I am right now, but like a former workplace I had. Well, I was like having all different kind of jobs at that workplace. Like I was both the waiter, the reception, the chef, the cleaning lady.
Wait, they made you wear the cleaning lady dress?
No, I just went in my normal clothes, knock on the door, and be like, "I'm gonna clean your room."
Oh, so you were still wearing a dress. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Taff. I'm sorry.
She's like, I'll let you finish now. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
As I told you, I was wearing my clothes, my own personal clothes.
So it was a dress.
But if you want to see me in a dress, I'll find you a dress and I will come inside the dress. But that's for another day. But
Okay.
like, I actually was like, okay, I'm gonna take like the West Wing and I'm gonna clean those 5 rooms. I cleaned 1 to 4 without a problem. Then I was supposed to knock on door number 5. Some woman opened up. Not the same woman that was supposed to be locked inside the room.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
What'd you do?
I went in, I cleaned the room, I went down to the reception. The man went past me up to the room, and then the lady he arrived with come past me up to the room.
Oh my god.
And then we could just hear, "Who is she?" like in a screaming voice through the
man.
halls.
Surprise!
A big surprise, and a lady running out of the hotel really fast.
Oh my god.
Was she wearing clothes?
Well,
The robe.
at least.
Yeah, right. She's wearing the robe. It got charged to his.
Yes.
No.
Like I did not see her run out. I heard her run out because like my coworkers was like seeing her run out.
Oh my god.
And you heard the whoosh.
But like I was not supposed to like do any question. Like she could have a very good reason to be there, She
And that's why she ran
kind of-
away. Yeah.
She kind of had reason to be there, but like not a reason I would support. To be honest, like,
Oh,
But that
Like-
so he broke the #1 rule of France. Don't
Yeah.
let
Oh,
the
yeah.
other person find out.
Yeah.
you got it, Sam.
See, but if Tef was French,
Rule of
he
France.
if Tef was French, he would have taken care of the problem. He would have taken
Yeah,
care of
now
the.
you got the perfect use case, Sam. Now you got it.
no, if I had been friends, like friends 20 years ago, I would have been doing something in that room that was not cleaning.
Oh my God, Tef.
Oh.
That-
And then we would have gotten another problem. But like that is another story.
I mean, we're all listening.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of us and all of Twitch.
But to
being
be honest,
vague.
this is like
We now have
this
9
is
viewers.
why friends.
Yeah.
We
My
have 9
friends-
viewers. Lovely.
Nah, we have 4 viewers.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of
One
them
person
Tef.
was like, nah.
But like, there is an old joke about why do French people need an hour lunch time, like free for an hour for lunch.
Why?
Yeah. It's
To see
called
their
5
mistress?
cassette, 5 to 7 or 12 to 2 p.m. It's really famous.
It's because like for half an hour they need to eat, and for half
Yeah.
an hour they need a
To
prostitute.
yeah. I know that one.
Wait, you can get prostitutes by the half hour there?
You can, in France.
Can you go by like 15 minutes? Like what's how tight?
Medicare
I
rules.
have never been there. I've never talked with anyone.
He's like, I'm just
hearing to the
recounting
old
the famous
stories.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, the other version of this adage, like it's noon to 2 p.m. or 5 to 7 p.m. It's the best hours for people to cheat on each other.
Yeah, because that
French
is where there's
culture.
lunch, and there where people
Yeah.
commute a lot because they're like traveling
Yeah.
back and forth for work.
Absolutely.
I can't even believe that's like a cultural phrase being passed down. You know what I mean? Like
Got their reputation somehow.
It's not that, okay, it's not a whole general practice, but it's like say it's
It's common knowledge without practice.
yeah, but it's how to explain that it's not tolerated, but it happens, but and that's why when in Montreal, when I arrived in Montreal, people told me, oh, when you say 5 à 7, 5 to 7, it's the hour for happy hour to hanging out in Montreal, but because of the cross French culture, but in Paris it doesn't mean the same thing. So you can be a little bit,
Interesting.
misunderstanding situation when you say 5 to 7, if you say to someone, oh, let's go to see in the 5 to 7 in France, it doesn't sounds very good, because of that.
it sounds sexual, like an American making some weird,
Some
sexual
weird
innuendo.
things.
Yeah.
Yes. So in Montreal, 5 to 7 it means to hanging out, like having good time in happy hour. So
Netflix and chill.
again, it's
Wait.
cultural things, So you have to be aware of that.
It's not just siesta. It's like
No,
some places
no,
have nap
exactly.
time, some places have
It's
a
a
fair
nap
time, some places have tea time. Like,
Tea time,
just depends on where you're at.
In these different, absolutely. Because,
Okay.
I want to normalize not a fair time, but like siesta with like meeting your partner and just having sex. Like that's a normal part of the day.
I mean, like
it's-
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, midnight or what's it called? Afternoon delight. Yes,
Afternoon delight.
that is what I want normalized in my life. It could also correspond with siesta. Like, I think napping is fantastic.
I think that's a
You
very
need a
easy
partner.
thing for you to normalize with the partner you have, Kayla, on your own. Like, are you talking about like American culture, like closing shop during that time and like
So that we
making
could
it-
all go get laid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
The
that's
U.S. population would be bitter and less angry.
yeah.
What about
That would
the nice
probably.
guys, though?
What was that?
The nice guys. We got to remember. We got to think about the nice guys.
The nice guys would like. I don't know. It would benefit everybody. Like we
Yeah,
would
they
all
would
be healthier.
participate. Yeah, they
Like,
would
everybody-
participate.
Yeah.
Caleb, were you here when we were talking about all the nice guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
perfect reconnection to the nice guy.
That's what I love about
It's a
these
loop
long
back.
Topia talks is we like bring it back around.
Yeah, yeah, the ellipsis, to bring back to the nice guys. Okay, that's the definition of the nice guy. Finally. Okay. So, yeah, that's really complicated. The nice guy definition. So
We always
man,
get there at some point.
So then it's
don't
given
put on your
it's
profile. I'm a nice guy.
yeah,
And,
don't. But people do. And then it gives like this whole other complex of like guys feeling like they need to be like a bad boy. Who said that? Someone here said that. I forget who
Yeah.
it was, but someone said,
Caleb.
okay, well,
It was brought up.
yeah, someone else like that. The opposite would be what we need to be, and then like how you define that, and then like people like going outside of their authenticity to try to be this bad boy. Oh, like just be.
Don't look at me.
You tried. Past it, faithfully.
No, I was legitimately an asshole. I wasn't trying to fake being a bad boy. I was an asshole.
Most-
the bad boy and an asshole is totally different. Again, just not the same type of guy. Asshole and bad boy.
Bad
And
boys
it's the
say
thing-
slightly provocative things that draw reactions and tend to land well, but sometimes go wrong. That's how I think of a bad
Yeah.
boy.
No, it can be
Also-
worse than that.
Disobey. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's same thing. Like, what is the difference in a nice guy and a smart ass?
Oh well, smartass is more out in the open, more confrontational, I think.
The smartass doesn't think
Yeah.
she owes him sex.
Yeah, smartass is just like a sarcastic, like joke making, upfront about their assholery, but without an expectation of that getting them anywhere. Whereas a nice guy is like doing it with an expectation of I'm owed this now, like entitlement. Yeah, that's how I would differentiate those.
Yeah.
And the nice guy wears a fedora.
Hey, Love Tour has a hot take. They said when we were less civilized, bad guys were the winners, so women still want them.
Oh, that's interesting. I still think bad guys are the winners in many circumstances, but that's an interesting theory.
And I'm like, I guess
Fuck
What
the
I'm thinking
patriarchy.
right.
Sorry.
I'm feeling like historically, maybe what's this person's name?
Love Tour, yeah.
What Love Tour referencing is like, I don't know, strength and protection, right? I'm thinking Vikings specifically for some reason. But like in modern bad boy culture, it's like, I don't know, somebody said it earlier, going against the rules or like rebelling, or like I wear a motorcycle and a leather jacket and I just am emotionally unavailable and I'm avoidant and I like lie and see several people at the same time. Like maybe these are characteristics of like a modern bad boy, but something about that like power, I don't know, is like reminiscent of what Love Tour is talking about. That like, this person's gonna like fight for me or like protect me with their strength. Maybe
Yeah, I
they're, like, a leftover
powerful men, women are attracted to powerful men.
confident.
In a patriarchy, yes.
Yes, in a
yeah, yeah.
People who are subscribing to the patriarchal. Yes.
What I found is that those kind of men are intimidated by confident women. Like when
Yeah.
I met Sam, it took him a month for me to accept his invitation to go on a date because I'd pretty much sworn off guys. It had gotten so blunt that it was like, I'm getting my master's and my doctorate and there's nothing you can do about it. And that was my like opening line. If somebody like tried to hit on me, and like so many times it's like, well, why would you want to do that? Or, but you're a girl. It's like, okay, let's not kick you in the balls.
But I also didn't accept no for an answer, and by today's standards, it probably would be considered sexual harassment.
Of course.
Yeah,
Seriously,
probably.
people still think about like this nowadays, like because you want to make a PhD or
Oh, yeah.
something like that, they
Oh,
say
yeah.
because why you want to do that because you're a girl?
No, flat out telling me, but you're a girl, or but you're pretty, or but why would you want to do that? Like,
Seriously?
This was 15 years ago.
yes, but still,
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah, that's still
Still-
like recent enough that it's like, what? That's not like
No,
a
no,
turn
no.
on.
Patients still say, okay, so not like there's patients will still say, can I talk to the doctor? It's like, no, I'm the doctor. Or patients still say, how old are you? Like, I'm in
No.
my 30s. Patients still comment on the fact that I don't wear makeup and I should do my hair differently. My secretary said, you're so smart. You should have been a real doctor. It's like, oh shit.
Huh?
She said
Wow.
What?
like you could
What
have been
is-
you could have been the other kind of doctor. It's like
Huh?
we've had this conversation a couple times. Like, no, I chose to do this because I
Yeah.
wanted to know my patients and I wanted to be a doctor who cared about their patients. Had
Right.
the conversation.
Oh my God.
Who heard it last week? It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I am a real doctor.
Seriously?
Let's not go through this again. I am going to have a heart attack.
Look what I found.
Yay.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, there you go. The
It's
team.
almost like you can tear the patriarchy up in that grater. Just fucking.
Yes, sorry, Rudy. It's my little soapbox. It pisses me off.
That pisses me off for you, Hannah. God damn it! Like your receptionist said that to you.
Yeah, she's 70, but still.
In a weird way, I kind of respect that she said that. Going back to the honesty thing, like you'd rather have a bad boy who's honest about being an asshole rather than a nice guy who's like hides it.
Well, it's just sad because it's a very perverse thought in
Mhm.
society that we're not real doctors or like, but somebody who works for my office should know.
Yeah,
But-
That's why it's confusing. It's
Yeah,
like,
Okay, okay. I want to
It was
try
taken
to.
as a compliment, or like it was intended as a compliment because I care about my patients. So it was intended to be a compliment, but I just turned around and walked away because like I have tried to have this conversation, it has not gone anywhere, and apparently it didn't work because you're still having this conversation. So I'm just gonna walk away. And
I can't engage with this right now. Goodbye.
Yeah, I do believe, like, I'm definitely down for dialogue, but there definitely are times where I've been in a conversation where I'm like, I just don't think this is going to benefit either of us if we get into this. Not like I don't, like, I don't know how else to describe it.
if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And if I want to punch you in the face, you probably don't want to punch
The only be nice thing, because I feel like that's not nice in a sense.
It's like I'm not gonna do this emotional labor right now because I'm gonna suffer for it, and you're not gonna learn shit.
And you know how they're like sentences, like statements people make that it's so absurd, you're like literally unsure how to approach it as like
Yeah.
like repartee, for like how to parry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know where to start. That was so moronic.
Yeah, you're like,
Or that was just
logical,
really.
I don't have an argument for it.
Work with the public and you'll hear everything. Nothing will surprise you.
Do what?
Work with the public and
Yeah.
nothing will surprise you. I'm sure Tough is
That's probably how the government officials feel.
I know at least that's unfortunately.
Yeah, I've
thing-
heard some
the-
shit.
Yeah, absolutely. The very interesting thing that Aina you just said, it's when that person say a real doctor. What? Wait, I mean, what is this, the real doctor? Because there is false doctor because you are women. You know, you see what I mean?
Because
This is
anywhere
the
that's
most,
easier than anything else. Like
yeah, this is the most shocking thing. You know, what is you are a real doctor? Okay. Uh, I'm speechless.
Well, this is
I
where you
wish
like.
I could say that's even in the top like 100 that I've heard, but no.
Oh my god.
That's,
Wow.
that's just one of the most recent ones, so that's why it pops up. But yeah.
I'm so glad that
Wow.
you're my badass friend.
This
Oh,
is
somebody was talking to me and he kept on saying something about a nurse, and it's just I love nurses. My mom was a nurse, but no. No.
so this is a different type of disc, but someone told me my eyes, they're like, your eyes are very cunning. You look like you could be a serial killer. And I was like, that's, it's not the same type of like
That turned me into a serial killer if you still
That sounds like a reflection of their kink to me. I don't know the context of this conversation, but they're all like, I kind of like those psychopath eyes or serial killer eyes. Like,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's been like, is that a compliment or a diss? I don't know where to take.
Oh, I have a phrase. I think it's called a front-handed diss.
A what-handed?
Like instead of a backhanded compliment,
Oh.
front-handed diss.
It's the complisol.
Complisol.
Is that Bitcoin?
Yeah, he's crying. He's crying like a baby today.
Got a little gremlin over there.
A little gremlin today.
Aww.
You want cuddles?
He wants cuddles, yeah.
Me too, Bitcoin. I wish that there could be more of you if we put water on you. I would have a Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'd give you a Bitcoin. I couldn't handle two.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if we could just put water on Bitcoin and then have more Bitcoin, that would be amazing.
All the crypto people would just like lose it.
Yep.
Yeah, the first time I heard you say Bitcoin, I was so confused. I was like, not put it in context, I was like, where?
Sorry, we forget. I think of you as like a regular kind of. Like, I guess we've only seen you in here a couple times, but I was like, oh yeah, it's Caleb. Like, it had been no time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, Caleb, you were here like maybe like a year ago. Is that when you started hanging out?
It was like
Yeah.
when you guys did your crypto thing.
Oh, April Fools?
Miami.
Oh.
Yeah, Miami.
The Miami thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Those back when we were so young.
Yeah, back long ago, those 8 months ago or whatever it was.
Where's Giggle Dragon?
Giggle Dragon was online today too on Topia, but he was at a community meeting or something.
Was he wearing a shirt?
Sadly.
I was like,
breaking character. But yeah, I think I took a break because I just had nothing like new, or like exciting. Or I don't know. It felt like my life was stagnating, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take a break. YOLO, go fly to Denver and
move.
Yeah, and then like come back when I don't know, felt like coming back pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back.
Been there ever since. No. In Denver. Yeah, Joe hasn't been back in a long time. He used to be here a lot.
Yeah. Maybe soon he'll come back because the snow is about to pack him in.
Yeah, he's about to be inside all the time.
Yeah.
No.
But on that note, y'all, I'm gonna go
Cool,
Back to
man.
the IRL world. It was good seeing everyone, though.
Yeah,
Enjoy
good
the
to see
rooftop
you.
hopper.
Yeah, take your
Yeah,
clean
I tell
teeth and
them.
have a good night.
Everyone, you are all nice guys tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
guys.
Hi. That was fun.
That
Mhm.
was funny. That was funny. I
Yeah.
totally freaking bombed that. Like with the I was about to troll him at the end about the oh, you made your most spontaneous decision of your life moving to Denver.
A lot of people moved to Tucson during the pandemic as well.
Really?
On OkCupid.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess that's a common thing to lead with on the dating apps is I just moved.
That's why I'm here on the dating apps, because I don't know anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's a cool way, you know? Like,
Are
hey,
people on the dating
just
apps?
being forward.
I
Being
don't
forward
know.
about that.
I'm not on dating apps, are you?
No?
Well, it's like a way to like inform people like I'm in the area, but I know shit about it. So like, take me out to stuff, show me around,
Mm-hmm.
let me see what is
Totally.
interesting. Like, there's some days using it that way.
You could show me the stupidest shit, and I'll probably think it's awesome.
Well, I could Sam, if you come and visit me, I could take you out to see a castle or two, if it should be. But like, that would be something in my area. Like, I will take you out to see a castle. I will take you out to see the sea. I will take you over the border and back again. Like, there will be something to do in my area because there is so
Wait.
fucking shitting little stuff.
Wait, Tef, that's something to do is to just go across the border?
Yeah, there's like cheap beers, cheap alcohol. Let's go and get a party going on. Let's go across the border, get some alcohol, come back and have a party.
Wow, so
They
you
do
live
that
like
in-
right across from Tijuana.
I'm like 3 kilometers from the German border. So like, it's a couple of years ago, but like I did have a tendency to once a month actually go to the closest like border shop, buy stuff, and then go home again. It will be like a 2-hour walking trip because there's like 7 kilometers every way, so that's like 14 kilometers in total. Like that will be something I will do, but like it's like a long time since I've last done it. Like even beyond the pandemic, like just in general.
Wait, Love Tour, are you in Iceland? I forgot exactly where you are, Love Tour. Where are you?
Yeah,
Yes.
Iceland has been part of Denmark too, like many years ago, but it's no longer is.
Are you going to dinner now? I feel like Sam's been in the background anxiously pacing for chili.
Yeah, we back
Right.
on a Thursday. Yay.
I'm
Go
hungry.
enjoy your chilly bowel movements.
Yeah.
Yeah, chili.
That'll be tomorrow morning.
Have a great heated dinner.
Well, good to
Good
see
night.
you both.
Good night.
Bye.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
It's funny.
Oh, man. So Love Tower is from Reykjavik, Iceland.
Maybe. Yeah, Love
Yeah,
Tour.
probably
Where,
from Iceland. Yeah.
From Iceland,
like, how
say
is
tak.
the population there? Do most people live in the city?
The majority of people live in Reykjavik. That is like the
Right.
capital of Iceland, but like there is other smaller cities too.
Yeah,
I see.
because I had some Iceland friends when I was in France, and I know a little word like tak, like how to pronounce the J, because you say yeah. It's
Jal.
not the- Yeah, like Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
Jal.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Yeah. Well, Bjarkadottir. See, not Bjarkadottir. Bjarkadottir. Iceland.
Iceland.
Iceland. Like it's a French accent, you know. Oh my gosh. We got a so bad English accent when French people, my gosh. We are so bad at it. It's so fun. it's awful.
I
A
And I
enjoyed
still,
tourist died
Iceland.
yesterday. How love tour on the beach?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
big waves. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know there's. Well, I guess there's big waves on all islands.
At some point in time, they have big waves.
Mm.
Yep. Land of ice.
But
And like
isn't
that
it?
is an interesting thing because like many people complain about Iceland because like it's not a land of ice. It's actually
So
green.
misleading.
Yeah.
And
And then you
Greenland
have
is all the
and then you have
ice.
Greenland. There's
Yeah.
like
Greenland. Yes.
ice, but no
Yeah.
like greenness. Like
Mm-hmm.
and that's like people complaining about like why the fuck those two have the other
The opposite.
why are they opposites?
Yeah. And yes, because green is green. Like the first part of Greenland means Greenland, but as
Yeah.
you said, it's
Greenland
the
betyder
opposite. Yeah,
Greenland.
Greenland. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why do we drive in the parkway and park in the driveway? It seems kinda,
The
you
same
know.
thing.
Yeah. Why for? Man.
Tricky words. Yes, Iceland that have ice. It's green and beautiful.
But like that's because of like
Geysers.
history that they're called their things. Like because like when Vikings get to Iceland like many years ago, it was like this land is freaking cold and a lot of
Mhm.
ice. Therefore, it must be the Iceland land.
Yeah.
While Greenland, on the other hand, is like if I don't hang me up on this, but I'm pretty sure it is because like the majority that like lived in the area many hundred years ago, the like the original people, they were like they called it something, and then uh, the Vikings come over and was like, this is what we're hearing. They heard Greenland or like Greenland.
Greenland.
Is thing like they heard a word and was like, okay, this is the land of those people, and that's why it ended up being called Greenland.
Hmm.
I'll need to relook that up. Like back in 2020 or was it this year? When in the last 2 years we actually had a big problem in Denmark about one of our ice creams. Because it was called Eskimo ice.
Mm-hmm.
The ice of the Eskimos. And people was like, that is racist.
Was it
and like,
appropriation? No, racist appropriation.
Culture.
yeah,
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
very nice to
Culture.
call it the Eskimo ice. Like people like really went on a tangram. Like I cannot even remember what it's called now. Let me try to look it up. Eskimo is nyt navn.
How many people are in
Så den fremover
the
hedder
stream?
Giant
Is this four?
Five.
Oh, we're back
Five.
up. Somebody came
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were at 7 for a second.
7,
Yeah, we were.
and they're still listening. Hey
Yeah,
guys, how you doing?
all lurkers, except for Love Tour. Love Tour is very active in chat today.
Love
Thank
Tour
you.
is engaging with us. Thank you,
Love
Love
Tour,
Tour.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Love Tour.
Love Tour's been throwing a lot of hot takes. I mean, I have been sharing a couple of them with y'all.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
want to see all of them, you can go check the chat.
I am looking at the chat.
Maybe you don't think they're hot takes because they seem like normal to you, but they're pretty heated hot takes. Some of the things, especially in regards about the role between men and women. Like he had a lot to say about the role between men and women. Yeah, like kind
Like
of
what?
like that classical or not well, I guess classical or kind of conventional idea of like Jordan Peterson, I heard him say a speech, and he was very adamant about this, that like humans are programmed a certain way, and like the gender relationships are programmed a certain way. But like what I want to challenge, especially, if we're saying stuff like fuck the patriarchy, it's like, well, let's think if there isn't a patriarchy, right? If it is a matriarchy, or not even a matriarchy, it's just a egalitarian, it just is. Like, would those programmings still be the same? They probably wouldn't. Like our programmings would be very different, as far as like wanting to find a strong mate that can like physically protect us and financially protect us as women. I'm talking about as women, versus like if we worked within a different type of system, perhaps those things aren't as important. And I've lived in cultures. Like I lived in a culture for 2 years straight, every day waking up to this community, where it had yet to be like fully embraced by colonialism, because like really there was nothing to colonize there. It's like a useless, resourceless place for what things want. And it was interesting to see how like the thinking and the decision making process was different. I mean, there definitely was patriarchy there, but
not the same way.
Not the same way. And so that's where I'm using that as a basis to make the theory that if we work within different systems, our thinking and philosophy and these like wired, things that we think about humanity would be different, I think. I don't know.
Well, we are back to the cultural difference of places, because like the American way of patriotic is like different from like the European way of patriarch.
No, it's the same bullshit. Sorry, Ted. The like execution, so. Of course, the culture and the execution. What we're talking about is the deep system, like the deep ideology. It's a very simple ideology of a balance, a power imbalance. That's it. The power imbalance ideology. That is the same everywhere you go.
That's what we talked last time.
Yeah, Rudy. Yeah.
Power balance again. Yeah.
Rudy, you helped me process a lot in my thinking saying that, that's what I'm saying now. I'm like, that is the discerning difference between patriarchy and matriarchy, is that matriarchy does not involve any kind of power imbalance. Patriarchy revolves all around that. So like all the oppressions we see in the world are all based on that underlying ideology in the system that we're talking about. But yeah, it's going to manifest differently all over the world. People are going to be misogynist in different ways all over the world.
Yeah, I was like integrating that conversation for a while. It like impacted my sleep, and like the next couple days I was like,
oh wow,
yeah, like my psyche has, I think that's maybe part of why I'm tender now. Like a week later, to be honest. Like Elise, last night I was dreaming, and I don't remember all of the dreams, but at one point I was like screaming at my dad, and we were arguing, and then right when I woke up I was like, fuck the patriarchy, like to my dad. That's how deep that conversation that we had last week went in my psyche. I was like yelling at my father in my dreams last night.
Oh wow.
So
well, hopefully it's like part of a healing process. It's part of some type of process.
It's not a complaint. It's like, that was good, and that was like, it hit me deeply, and my body's been integrating it. So yeah, it was powerful.
So
and then I watched the documentary you were talking about. So it was like I was even further,
Oh, thank you guys. I mean, I didn't expect such huge feedback, 1 week after. So so happy to share.
Yeah, we learn from each other. But yeah, so Tef, what I'm proposing, or what I'm asking is like, would people's like wired instincts be different if we're working within a system where imbalances of power do not exist? I guess that's a better way to ask the question. It's like impossible for somebody to be more powerful than somebody else.
I think this is the
Impossible.
next level step for transcendence. Like,
Mhm.
as you said, Elise, it's gonna be a long, long work for all mankind to transcend that. And I think we are starting this. I'm so happy because
Mhm.
those kind of conversation, can be just, take those both things,
Yeah.
say, but that's the
I
goal. I mean,
I want to
I
hear
don't think
Tef's
that's gonna
response.
work.
Okay.
But like, let me try to
Picture
explain it. Let me
Sorry.
try to. I could also just nod and then just leave if it should be like.
It was
So like
it was
no.
just the way that you started
Uh,
with like, how do I explain this?
No, not how. Like, I actually tried to say, let me try to explain, because like, this is the reason why I think it cannot work having a society of human beings where there is no power balance, or like where there is a power balance because there's no power balance. Like,
Mhm.
There's
well,
no
it's just
power
like
imbalance. Yeah.
because sadly enough, we humans are also, if we go in a more wild direction, a group society. Like, we are a group animal. We like to be a group,
Mhm.
and in a group, there is always a leader. We see that in all animal groups. There's always
Leaders
a
don't
leader.
have to have power though.
This is the
Yeah.
key.
Leader they don't have to have power. They can be leaders and they don't have to have power.
Then why are they the leader?
Because that's their skill set that they excel at, that they're sharing with the community. In a
Mhm.
matriarchal community, a leader excels at, oh, I can delegate this task, and people are excited that they don't have to make that decision, and they get to use their skill sets at what they're good at instead. So they're
Mhm.
like happy to have
That
that
is a
leadership.
power.
That's not a power.
It
It's
is.
It doesn't have to be a power.
It
yeah.
is a power because you, with your skill set, put out the energy of like, you can do this and you can do that, and I decide that. Therefore, they gain the power.
But they can decide that in a very rational, balanced power way where they're considering everybody's well-being in the
Still a
decision.
power.
No, it's not a power, Tef. It's just
you
a
just said
value.
something.
It can be a value, and
You,
it could be valued as a value by the community. And leaders can be valued, and they can be loved just as much as a laborer can be valued and can be loved.
that's a very interesting little thing you just mentioned, Tef. Like in the little time lapse, like because they taking the power.
They can
This
take it. Yeah,
is,
you can take it.
yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to
take the
though.
power.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
have
the
to.
key.
So yeah, that's more deeper, like power balance. Like why we should take a power, and what we just have the conversation before. Like it doesn't mean male, female. It's all about power. So this is in between. There is something we call power, and why take, this is really interesting, like take the power. Why not? The power is around us and inside us or
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. This
Yeah.
is the definition of power, because universe got a lot of power, earth got a lot of power, stars got a lot of, there's a lot of power. Why take the power? Why do you want to run after it? This is what we do. This is the society pattern model, foundation built. So in the transcendence, level, like challenge, if I may say, why not embrace? Yes, I know it's tough, Tef. I know it is really tough because
No.
the
Okay.
non-verbal says a lot of things. But I'm with you. I'm with you. With
Rudy,
you.
to be honest, I don't care if they take the power or get given the power. The situation is still this one leader is getting the power to decide stuff because they have the skill to do that. No matter if they are going into the group and be like, I am the leader because I have the skills for it, they can also just be like, oh, I see this could be a good idea. And then all the others are like, yay, that is good, let's do that. Then the group are just giving the power to the person that could see that idea.
Yeah,
It does
there's
not matter
power
if it's
there,
taken
just
or
as
given. It's still a power balance that's getting shifted from I take responsibility to like, oh, I let you take the responsibility.
Mhm. Just as you're going to give responsibility to the street cleaner, to take care of that value, and there's power in that work as well. Like you're right, there's power everywhere. We're not saying the power is going to not exist. That's what Rudy said. He said there's naturally infinite power. There's untapped power actually in our current system. Even though we're like tricking our brain into think, oh yeah, Jeff Bezos is powerful. It's like, dude, there's even more power than that. We're not even tapping into it, right? But like we're talking
All
about
his
like
workout stops working.
we're talking
he's
about
without
like
power.
a balanced, equalized equilibrium system of power existing within a civilization where the leader has power, yes, and then also everybody has power. A mother has power. Everybody has power. It's just like transparently and trustingly being moved throughout this community. That's what we're talking about, Tef. But you're right. Yeah, a leader does have power, but like a leader can choose. So like the way I run my business, like I have from day one like been very intentional, knowing that in the position I'm getting, and also I've known since I was a child I was a leader. Like people always have listened to me, they've trusted me, and I knew that I could exploit that, and I did when I was younger. I made a lot of mistakes exploiting that power. But as I've gotten older, I've realized in that power, you can actually share it and you can make leadership decisions and influence things where it actually benefits everybody. And like more power just symbiotically just comes out of that, or synergetically just comes out of that.
Synergy, empowering.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. Like you empower, so more than taking power. And this is, I mean, for me, there is a huge difference. I mean, like about taking or giving, or as you mentioned, because it's this paradigm is suffocating. You know, it's blocking everywhere. We can feel it nowadays in our society. And this is the thing. You know, we associate power to money, and we associate power to influence, like in a very tricky way, because it's always related to the selected person, the elected person, you know, that we want to be the most powerful man in the world, the most powerful player, the most powerful. And at the end, what is happening? People get frustrated. People get jealous. People, you know, want to kill of a body because they're more powerful. They want to take a little power. They want to same power. I think the paradigm it's like very compromised when we're talking about power. We need to get out of this and, you know, learn about what is power. And it's still limited, like maybe we are mistaken with power definition. Like it is really around us and inside us. So like Kayla said about skills, I mean, yes, and most of us got those skills enough, a quarter, full, double, triple. But again, what you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do with this? You know, how are you gonna use it, and in what context? You know, and always remembering 10th May in Marvel, you know, said to Peter Parker, huge power, it's huge responsibilities. You know, I mean, this phrase is so, let's say, powerful.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
What did you say the phrase was?
The phrase was when she knew that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and she said, "Well, my son, having power is having huge responsibilities."
Yeah.
She wasn't afraid like, oh, Peter Parker got powers, it's superpowers, but the thing is, she said like, okay, it's a way to say what you gonna do about this. You can use it like badly or wisely, but what you gonna do? It's huge responsibilities in a way that okay. How
the nerd in
can
me is sad. The nerd in me is sad.
Yeah. Quickly,
because
Tuff.
that
Quickly.
it is not the mom that is saying it. It is Uncle Ben.
Quickly, Tuff.
It is the Uncle Ben.
We're
that
talking
is,
about
like,
something
saying,
very serious right now, Tuff. Please, quickly.
It's also serious because like it is like because
Oh my gosh,
It's
the
like
victim.
the thing that's creating the Spider-Man is like with great powers come great responsibilities.
Yeah,
Great
that was the quote.
That
yeah.
is their original
Yeah.
sentence,
Yeah,
and
and
then
that's
like
fine.
it is giving from one person to another, and the person that's giving it, like when rejecting that advice, then you lose something because of it. When you do not want to take responsibility, you lose something about it. And that's from Uncle Ben, not from a mom.
Hey, so I'm gonna say something. This will probably be like the uncomfortable thing to say, but I think it's interesting. Like within the system that we're talking about, Tef has the most power in this conversation, in this circle.
In
So
this
just-
space right now.
Yeah, in this
I'm
space,
a
Tef.
white male man. Cis
Yeah,
white
from
male.
from Europe, living in Europe. Yeah, like Northern Europe. Yeah, you are definitely the most powerful person in this space. You know, and just like pointing that out, you know, just want to point that out.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know
point
how
it
it's
out.
important, but like maybe it's just like a reminder about, you know, like yeah, you maybe like Tef, it's harder for you to understand these concepts because you've always been like in most circles you're like, you know, like in that position of power. And it's like there's like not even people that aren't in that position of power around you other than women. There's like really not, you know what I mean? Like you just don't get exposed to these type
Well,
of
the problem is also like I'm introvert, so like being with people has like an entire different meaning to me. Um, like I was on like this like course, small like study group for a weekend some few years back, where like the entire weekend was focused on this: is the cis white male the most powerful being in the world? Like that was like talking about that concept, and
wow.
we had like study groups about like how can we come up against this thing? Like how can we like yeah, I'm gonna say take power from the man and give it to the woman? How can we create
No,
a society
that's not that's not the solution. The taking.
that is also not what
Hey,
Elise?
Sorry.
Don't
Okay.
think about that.
Okay.
Now I'm just telling you what we did.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just
No, it's
telling you
cool. It's cool.
what
I'm
we
sorry I
did.
commented. Yeah, I understand. I'm
So-
listening. I just
so, like,
commented quickly. That's okay, Tef. Please continue.
But like we actually had like subgroups was like, could we take power from female and put it to male and give it a good natural cause? What about gays, like LGBT? Like how about them? How can we create a society where there is equal power to everyone, no matter if you are a cis white male, a gay brown female, if you are male or not? Like this, like we also work with spectrum of like, if you are male or female, or are you like in the middle, or are you beyond? Like, where are you on the spectrum? Instead of being like there's a male and there's a female, it's more like there's an entire fucking spectrum, and you can be in between, on the edge, or beyond. And like it's just actually a one big circle, to be honest. And the same with like this, like, are you like with sexuality? Are you like, because like someone like me that is like bisexual, am I to males or am I to females? Or am I like in the middle, a little more to male or a little more to female? Again, a fucking spectrum. And like there's like for all the sexualities in the field, like because we all have different desires and different wantings. Like then we had like this big spectrum things, and like we used like an entire weekend, like 70 young people in Denmark come together to just discuss, talk, and think about this. And it's like 5 years ago I did that, I think.
That's cool.
Ish.
That's like what we're doing right now, Tef.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
what if like there wasn't this conservative baseline of what everything needs to be? Then there wouldn't be a spectrum. There would just be like people doing whatever they're doing, and we wouldn't be like, oh, you have to come out as gay or as whatever. Like you could just, that wouldn't be a thing that you need to like feel apprehension about or even like have a discussion about. Like we were Brooke was talking earlier about like intellectualizing things, and I forget exactly what he said, but I came in at the very end of it, and it was like, yeah, we just like, you could sure talk about all this stuff, and then like applying it, you know. So what else happened in this? Or
Well, the big thing we did that weekend was that we all agreed on that, like, the idea of working with spectrums instead of like A and Bs is a better way for the current society to work towards, instead of like trying to go like beyond the society normative understanding. Like small steps, still walking, but small steps. So and keep walking. Like to really acknowledge that we want people to understand that it's like a spectrum of stuff. So you're not just A or B. You are like part of something bigger than just A or B. Like you can be more than that or less if you desire, and consider yourself that. And then you also need to accept that other people can be that. Like we had like this like. No, they're not. They were like what the fuck? They're like not male or female. They're like this called like they had no intercode.
Intersex.
Intersection.
Yeah,
Intersex.
intersex. Like when they have no
Intersectionality?
sex at all. They have no
Oh,
sex at
no.
all. Like-
Yeah, it's
I-
intersex, or they
I
can
think that's
have
translated
both,
to
or they can
intersex.
have none. I think it's like I don't know.
None. They had none.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Neutral.
Neutral?
Like
Neutral?
basically they were neither one beyond or between. So like, and they like talked about how to fit into the current society, and like that was quite interesting to listen to, like hearing someone that was not a fucking white cis male talking about this, and like hearing about how they was troubled by it, like troubled about how we like have restroom that is like male or female. Well, that is like the most clear thing. And then like what kind of clothes to wear, what kind of like where to go, how much do you need to pay to get a haircut, like something like that. Like they told that they were like going to like a hairdresser one day, and they were like, well, I want to have this kind of haircut. They got the haircut, they paid the cheap thing. 3 months later, when they want to get their haircut again, they ended up paying the expensive thing. Like, what the fuck? Just because the idea of them was shifting between the hairdressers, even though it was the same haircut they wanted to get. Like, that's like, I never thought about that before. And now I always look at what is the price on the haircuts. Males? Females? Then I'm not gonna go to that hairdresser because like they are trying to split us up.
You know, it's interesting thinking about like the contrast between the conversation that we were having prior to Tef telling this story and then the conversation that happened in your story. It's almost as if like the activity that you did, Tef, was more like nitty-gritty logistical details about how we would create a more balanced system, while like I think the conversation that we're having is here now today is more talking about this like overarching transition of like maybe if there was no ability for an imbalance of power. I know, Tef, you're very pessimistic that that would work, but maybe if we wouldn't even have to work out the logistics, like it would just work out, you know, like these little details would work out, and like labels wouldn't even have to exist. Like, so within that spectrum thing, like there wouldn't even have to be labels, because like regardless of what you are, you're gonna have an equal chance for power and influence in this community. Like it seems like a whole lot easier to address this problem that way versus like trying to like bring the minds together in a think tank to like work out the logistics. I don't know. What do you think?
Welcome to politics.
Yeah, so that, yeah, no. Politics.
So like, I can agree with you that like the idea of like just going to the idea of like a group of neutral power balance, like that could be nice if we could just go to it without any problem. And then I sadly enough have this reality check where like I know that we cannot just do that. Some people can, congrats to them, but we also have people that cannot do that. And that's where we have this idea of like small steps, but keep walking. And then they will hit the same goal at some point. it will maybe take 100 years, but it's still they are going towards it, and that we will also need to acknowledge.
What if a politician started doing their politics this way? Like if they were able to bring like a think tank together like that and have them approaching the conversation like we are versus like trying to approach it in details, and the second someone starts bringing up logistics details, it's like, no, back on topic. We're talking about ideology here. We're talking about a cultural shift. I've never heard a politician ever like, maybe AOC kind of talks about it sometimes,
AOC,
but
yeah.
a little bit, but like
Yeah, a little bit.
she's still also focused on the nitty-gritty details too. It's interesting. But I guess that's like the business of politics, right? Like that's what keeps them in business, is like constantly working out the details versus
Overview and bird eye view
Yeah.
of concept.
yeah.
As long as we keep it in a place where there needs to be details figured out, we can just spend all this time.
But yeah, Tef, I hope in time we can continue this conversation and like help you see that like a world of balance of power is possible. Like that would be such a awesome, like it's you know, just the possibility. I know it's unlikely. I know it's completely opposite of what the current world system is, but like just like even if it's a fantasy, like you're a nerd, you like to watch manga. I'm sure you believe in crazier things and some of the stuff you read. So
I think it would be a nice world.
okay, cool. We're baby step.
Yeah.
Did it.
Yep, it would be nice.
And don't worry, Tef, you won't lose any power in that world. In fact, like we said, like the power is gonna like actually multiply for you. So don't worry, you're not gonna lose any power.
I don't want that fucking power.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking counselor, not like a leader.
No, we're not talking about that type of power, Tef. We're just talking about the
Yeah.
general power, like your general ability to have power. Like you, in this circle here, you have the most power of all of us. Like you may not execute on it and like grab it like
Right.
you
But
could.
it's inherent.
Inherently, you have more power than us here. Like,
And it's
this is-
also like the three of us are like a little bit more engaged with this fantasy of this ideal thing that we have, and that's because we're not inherently benefiting from that power that you are. So it's like easier. And this is a conversation I have with my dad, which is maybe why I was like dreaming about him and screaming at him last night. But it's like he writes these books, right? And it has all of these like dynamics in them, and I'm like like these are just really racist and misogynistic things you have in your book, Dad. And he's like, yeah, but there's a layer of like reality. And I'm like, it's a reality that you benefit from existing, and like you don't need it to change. Like you would lose nothing if it didn't change, whereas I would gain everything if it did. So for you to just tell me that it's a fantasy and that this is reality, that I have to accept it and I'd have to just adapt, that hurts.
Mhm.
So that's what came up for me in this last couple minutes here.
Yeah.
And not you, Tef. I was speaking to my dad in that moment.
Yeah, but like I can give you right, because like if you take away this idea of like the white cis male need to be the most perfect thing, like then like we are back to this, like then female will gain power compared to male, because like as you said, we will
It's
not
not
lose
even-
anything.
It's
We
like
will
not
not
even
lose
from
anything
gaining
because
power,
you will
it's that
gain
like
it.
this power
Yeah.
won't be held over me. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
What was the yeah for? And I didn't hear what Tef said. The end of it.
I just gave you a right, and then let's leave it at that.
No,
Yeah.
but your point of view is always interesting, Tef. No, the thing is, I think it was really interesting that you said, Elise and Kayla, like, Tef is the most powerful in this conversation. I don't think so. It's more complex than that. I think there is a struggle of different power vision, definition, or paradigm. And that's why I think the people that afraid to lose their power. It's the thing that overwhelming the rest of the world, that got the other power, the other dimension of power in their body and soul, that cannot be, not maybe used or expressed or released or be more than that, connected
Yeah.
to the infinite power in the universe. And that's, I think it's this is the situation. And people like Elise, Kayla, me, or other people, and I don't want to exclude Seth, because it's, of
Yeah.
course you got power. Elise, you got power. Kayla, you got power.
Yeah.
I got power. But the thing is, I'm not in the power definition to be taken and to be given, to be rewarded, to be recognized. I'm in the situation to how to embrace the power I can control, which is the part with me and within me, to be a part of it, and to accept, to be the acceptance about how the power can drive me, or I can drive it and I can play with it. I can be a part in the compromising stuff, in the constraint, in the powerful, in the all its complexity, and not to be in a part of little part like is like this to get this and to get and to be stiff in a certain scheme. That's the, I mean, this is the challenge, this is the situation.
Yeah.
And that's why in the world right now it's a little bit crazy, because now most of us like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of things that are opening now, you know. And that's why the most important thing I'm still hearing since 3 years, it's like most of the ancient world, I can say that word, um, they're afraid to lose that kind of power. Which, I mean, that kind of power, it's a little part of the whole power. So that's for me. This is the thing.
Yeah. No, that's good,
Yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it back to that. And I want to withdraw my statement, like, even to my dad, like, both of us would gain, like, from the release of this mindset,
Yeah.
you know? Like, it's like he's operating under this belief that he gets to explain all the things and he has the final say. And if that were released, he would, like, have access to all these other amazing ways of, like, connecting to that universal power that you're talking about, Rudy. Like,
Yeah.
I would have the freedom to do that and to be seen by him in doing that, and for him to have access to that. And that is the core of what I'm talking about. So thank you.
Yeah, it makes me think as if, right? Like, Rudy, thank you so much for saying that. It's almost as if, like, there's, like, let's think of power and, like, the balance of power, the movement of power, the movement of value, whatever, is like an economic system. And what you're saying is that there's already this natural, accounted for economic system of power that already exists. It's already there. But it's like this system that we are talking about is this false economic system. And TAP's, like, working group, they were talking about how do they fix the economics manually, versus what we're trying to say today is, like, removing that whole economic system, and, like, the natural system will already be there. And that actually relieves a lot of the stress of this problem. Because it's like, oh, it'll just already be there when we uncover that. So the power already exists. We already have it. We're just, like, denying it because we believe
Then how
in this.
would you remove the other thing?
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about, Tef. Yep.
Yes, that is what
Even Bitcoin is like, yeah.
This is where we want to be focusing our solution energy.
Yeah, and that's where I could hear that you did not understand what I tried to tell you.
Okay.
Because I tried to inform you that we actually try to remove that fake thing and not fix the fake thing.
Yeah, okay.
We try to remove it by taking a thing away one by one.
You're talking when you talk about the baby steps process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Take
Yeah.
one thing away one by one.
Okay.
Because when you remove it, then it's gone. No reason to add it back in.
Nope.
And then you will have this natural thing underneath that will come up and show itself. And then other people will be like, oh shit, there's something natural right here. Let's tap into that instead of having this fucking fake thing on top of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But removing that fake economic system is like going to thoroughly affect the top winners in that current system, and they have a lot of power right now. But it's like it's almost like if we were to have like some kind of apocalypse or something where like that system would just be, and then like a new community of people, of survivors, like they're gonna like naturally tap into the natural economic system, because like we'll still have all the same skills and values, but it's like that oppressive system that we've been working like won't exist anymore. It'd be kind of magical. I mean, that's probably what's going to end up happening, right? Ultimately, I just hope I'm in that crew of survivors.
It could be nice if it happens that way. Even if it means we need to say goodbye to some people. But like that could be nice if that worked. But like, as so much sci-fi show off, is like, even if a lot of people is gonna say bye, we can still like end up in a world where like we still is fucking trapped in the same thing, even with a lot of people going bye. So like, I agree with you. It could be nice with the new world order, but like, we
New
as
World
human
Order.
beings,
Whoa, we just went NWO here.
What?
just roll with it. Roll with it.
So sorry.
Tonight,
But, like-
Thursday night, Topia on Twitch with the four of us talking about fuck the patriarchy and all of its nuance.
New World Order.
Restore the nature.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so
That is
Taff,
a warlord.
Natural
like,
order.
do you, okay, so, the New World Order is like an established branded thing. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're laughing. It's,
Yeah.
do you know that, Taff? What it is?
No.
It's a,
No.
Yeah.
okay, that's what we're, it's like a pretty bad
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was funny in the context of how you said it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for- I was like,
We're not
we
making
just
fun of you,
went into
Taff.
QAnon territory. Like,
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
kind of a-
QAnon, yeah.
that was the
Oh.
I think I need to go soon. I'm like full and already tender, and I mean I'm getting a lot out of this, but I'm like needing to have boundaries with myself around
Yeah. We've been going
my
at it for a while.
capacity.
Yeah. I should go too. We should all go, actually.
Yeah. And I have to go to do my grocery. Oh, I said that last week. It's like the.
You need to
Same.
do it again.
It's our
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Okay.
We
Nice
talked for like
routine.
4 or 5 hours about really heavy things. We're like, okay, I'm gonna take a bath, and we're just gonna go grocery shopping, and Elisa's gonna go for a run.
And I will go
Are you gonna
pack it.
stream?
No, I'm gonna pack a bag because like I'm in like 8 hours. I need to go to a convention, and I've still not packed my bag because I'm washing clothes to bring with me.
Mm,
So like,
Mm,
So we all have
Yeah.
life chores.
yeah.
we are supposed to be adults in the moment we log off. It's a sad thing, but we will do it because that's still part of the old order,
Not the New World Order.
the old order.
Restore natural order. NRO.
Yeah. The
No,
the natural
RNO.
economic system. It works. It works.
Crystal natural earth.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
So,
y'all.
my friend, always good to have you. Very powerful conversations.
Yeah.
All in our power.
Yep, we are very powerful. We are very, and thank you for
Yeah.
clearing that up. Like, yeah, you know, it's just like offensive for me to tell Taff he's the most powerful one here. You know, it's better for us to remind ourselves that we all have equal power. That's it. Manifest it. Manifest it.
Yeah.
Take care, my friends, and Kayla.
Take
I'm
care.
gonna think to bring some honey for you.
Oh, nice.
Aw, thank you, Rudy. Yeah, Kayla Bear.
Take care, Tess. Take care,
Take
Liz.
care.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for the laughing because we had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We laughed a lot. Don't
That
we
was-
forget that.
It was good.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. All right, let's see. We'll get a lo-fi. Whew, that was a heavy one. That was a heavy one. Oh, we have 3 people here. Should we go raid? Let me go check. Anybody streaming? We should raid. Shoot, there's not even a lot of people streaming right now. Yeah, I don't have any friends on. If y'all want to raid someone, let me know. I'll give you a couple minutes, or not minutes, but a couple seconds. Thanks for hanging out today. As always, a good conversation with good friends. Heavy conversation, good conversation. But yeah, I gotta get a little work done. All right, we're not raiding. Sorry, y'all. I hope y'all have a great night. We'll see you soon. Bye.